ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to another episode of League Lads. I'm Suey, this is Flaxxy, and I'm joined here with Freddie. How are we, boys? We're doing good?
Mate. Yeah, living the dream, mate.
I also got to have a tape measure on the table. I just
Mate,
realised.
I've got a portable charger. Busy man.
Well, you want to try to fit into
Guys,
me
can
and
you
trade
measure
it?
the length of this room, bro?
Can you measure the amount of victories Panthers had to the Bulldogs this week?
I can measure one,
yeah, we both have the same points.
3, 4. That's how many.
That's how many more premierships we've gotten over here this decade.
No, that's how many you've won
This
this decade. But how many have you won all up?
Oh.
How many have you won? How many
but it
have
doesn't
you won in
matter
the
'cause
NRL
it doesn't
era?
matter.
Anyways, I was just saying how many wins you have. Is 4 too much or is it 3? How many is it?
It's 4 wins.
4.
This
Like
season,
gin.
4 wins, like 4
Like
dubs.
gin.
4 dubs.
Like 4
1,
two-pointers.
2, 3,
3,
4. Jin loves the number 4. You know, I can only count to 4. 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 You fucking old cunts don't understand what I'm saying.
Old,
bro.
I'm the youngest one here, brother.
You fucking retarded, bro. Listen, man.
Anyway.
Greatest song ever, bro. I can't even listen to Bodies anymore, bro. Because all I hear is I can only count to 4.
Anyway, listen, you had a little message for the viewers before we get started.
Man, I just want to say one thing, boys, before we get started. When we first started this shit, and when I first joined and we first started League Lads, man, I'm telling you that if we got like 250, 300 views on a video,
Woo!
we were celebrating. We had smiles on our face the whole week, bro.
Cash money!
Out of Suey's old bloody garage, bro, in his backyard.
Still going strong,
When it would rain, we couldn't record and all that shit. Like,
So be a
bro,
lawnmower in the background.
we were on struggle.
You remember
Street,
that, bro?
lad.
Fucking Arab
Lawnmower
neighbours.
was insane.
Cutting grass at 8 p.m. What the
Cars.
fuck, bro?
We'd be giddy as if we got 300 cars. You know what I mean? Like 150 was what we used to get on every video. 100, 150, and we were still happy with that. And now, boys, every single video, 6, 7, 800, 1,000. Like, bro, we broke 1,000 on like
Few times this
few
year.
times this month, bro. You know what I mean? So we just wanted to say a big thank you for all of the support and all of your guys just coming in, watching and supporting our content. We can't thank you guys enough because, like, it just seeing the reception on all of the videos and all of the reels and all of the TikToks and everything like that, it just means a lot to us. So from the bottom of our heart, we'd just like to say thank you and comment how much you love us or how much you hate Flaxxy. It's pretty much the same thing.
Nah, honestly,
I'm joking, bro.
honestly,
gets me
Fred,
every time.
you remember the backyard days, and this is no like showboating or crediting, whatever. We just want to bring it up because we want to tell you that we really appreciate you as well. Like every single week, like by midnight, there's like a couple hundred viewers, and I'm like, bro, that's actually like a couple hundred people that watch us every single week. And bro, let me tell you something. If we don't upload Tuesday 6 p.m., like 6:30, I'm getting messages like, bro, what happened?
By
Bro,
me.
Yeah, no, not by you only, but like a lot of the boys like, so what happened? Like, or if something doesn't upload to Wednesday, you know, sometimes we have some YouTube technical difficulties.
Yeah.
The boys message me like, bro, you ruined my morning. Like, I'll fucking listen to you on the way to work. When I'm in the truck going to work, I listen to you, and I'm like, fuck, you know what, bro? That's actually pretty crazy. So, thank you all so much. Well, I
It's
really
crazy
appreciate
until
it.
it's crazy until you check my phone at 6:30 and Suey's copping it from you guys. I'm copping it from him.
Because me and Suey, you meet us, we're like the happiest guys in the world, never get mad about nothing except the dogs, of course. And then, but nothing pisses us off more than when it's 6 o'clock and the thing hasn't uploaded, bro.
Yeah, but you know what? You just see it upload. I'm like before it uploads, before 6, I know if it's gonna drop at 6 or not because I'm doing the editing on the final. Like I'm doing the final edit. You know what I mean? So like I just brace myself for his message, and he fucking loses it.
So I cop shit from you and you cop shit from me.
Yeah, it's like I'm like big boss here, bro. but nah, seriously, guys, thank you is enough. And look, we know it's very hard for a lot of people to like do podcasting themselves, and it was hard for even us to get started.
It's
but
not for everyone, bro. Wallah, it's not for everyone.
It's not for everyone, but I think, but me personally, I think everybody can do it. Everybody's got a voice, and look, if you guys ever want to do podcasts yourself without all of the hurdles, without all of the headaches and having to spend a lot of money on expensive equipment, we actually hire all of our stuff out. We have a studio called the AJB HQ over here.
We actually did all the expensive stuff.
Bro, we did all of the hard shit, so you can just come here, sit here and record. So
we got JC in now. He's coming every week. He's loving life.
JC, super coach experience, and big Les League, right? And and now we've got the Panther podcast. And like, boys, like, if you ever want to make it easier for yourself and you don't, and you want to see whether you're made for it, I guess, or if it's something that you want to do without having to fork out thousands of dollars worth of equipment and getting your own space in your own place, you know what I mean? It can be very difficult.
It is, bro.
If you guys ever want to jump over all of those hurdles and just avoid them altogether, you got to come to AJV HQ, bro.
That's right. You heard it here first, man. We did all the hard yards. We ran so you could walk into this podcasting world. And listen, we'll help you with everything you need. Clipping, editing, whatever you need. If you need tips or anything that you really need, just send us a message and we'll literally help you with whatever you need.
Yeah, and you can record your own podcast
and even if you
here, bro.
Even if you got your own brand and you wanted to shoot some stuff, like even tradies, like people think like the studio we have is just for like, models and fashion. No, it's like a lot of tradies would want to come in and do like new website photos and all this other stuff. So yeah, whatever you do need, let us know and we're always here to help. Thank you all for your support. Now let's get into rugby league because that's what League Lads is about. Freddie, anything quickly you want to wrap up about before I get into all the games?
Lachy Galvin looks pretty damn good.
Yeah, let's get into Lachy Galvin, boys. Now listen, I'm going to put my hand up, right? Because I've probably not bagged him, but I'm probably like, come on, bro, show some love to the club and whatever. But I understand his point of view now. He wants to develop somewhere. It wasn't about the money for him. He got offered big money at the Tigers. He wants to develop somewhere. And I love the 3-minute video that he, was it like 2-3 minute video? I can't remember what he did. And they were asking him questions like, oh, have you seen the fans? And he's like, yeah, bro, like, that's fucking mad, eh? Like, you can tell in his face that he is psyched, bro. And there's a lot of Bulldogs fans talking shit. Like, a lot of people in our comments when we dropped that rule last week, like saying, don't tell us what to do. Don't tell us how to feel or how to act. Bro, you can feel however you want to feel. But as soon as he scores the first try, don't go celebrating him. Keep the same energy, you know what I mean? Because, like, even me, I'm not saying I'm, like, whatever the club does, I'm there. Ciro, Gus, whatever they do, Fred, you know us, bro, hand in hand. We're like, all right. Gus and Ciro know about football more than any of us do. Right? So, you concreters or you plumbers, relax, calm down a bit. Let's see what they do with this.
I'm going to ask you boys a question.
Yeah, go.
Obviously, you guys are big up Lachy Galvin. Do you think he gets booed when he gets called out?
Yeah, fuck yeah. By who?
What?
Dogs fans?
Dogs
no,
fans.
not by us.
No,
What the
No?
fuck?
I'm saying he's going to get booed by Para because they're going to be like...
Para's going to get booed. Para's going to boo him. And my
gonna
goodness,
score?
Lachlan Galvin is going to get the biggest boo any Tigers player's ever gotten. More than Aaron Woods. Because Aaron Woods' boo when he played for the Tigers against us in like 2017, that was a big boo. That was a big boo. For ANZ Stadium for like 20,000 people there, that was a big fucking boo. All right. Dogs fans are not going to boo him. Okay. And the guys that are mad and shit about Lachlan Galvin, I feel like their energy is going to... Then I don't want them to keep that energy. I want them to recognize their own wrongs, bro. You know what I mean? I'm all good with being wrong. You know what I mean?
Same.
And,
All good.
and listen, man, I can admit where I was wrong. I was calling bullshit on the reason why Lachlan Galvin was leaving. And although some of it was a bit justified, some of it, you know what I mean? I was watching the videos back, and look, I never bashed him as a player because he obviously, I even said it in the video.
You literally glaze him.
I think he's an amazing player, and he's one of my favorite players to watch in this entire league, right? But I just felt like the Tigers had actually invested in him, and I felt like it was a real spit to the face for them because they trusted him as the future, you know, to be the future of the team. And I just felt like the way he left was, and the reason why he's leaving, I just felt like it was BS. However, I had a conspiracy theory that Isaac Moses was trying to guide his path to Parramatta, you know what I mean, so that he can help Parramatta's chances of winning a comp, his nephew or cousin or Mitch win a ring, you know what I mean? But ultimately, he picked us, which means what he was talking about, what he was talking about in terms of going to a place that will be the best place for his development. I think he was actually spitting facts about that. Now, I do think the Tigers was going to be a good place for his development as well, and I still feel like there's a bit... Like, the truth wasn't being said by him. I feel like there's a lot more to why he's leaving.
And I don't think we'll ever know.
And I don't think we'll know, you know what I mean? But long story short, I was bagging not him as the player, and it's clear as that. I was just bagging his decision to leave early and how he left. Like, there's a right way to leave a team, and I just don't feel like that was the right way. But at the same time, he gave them so much notice.
Yeah, since
Didn't
last year.
go ahead and request a release. Like, since this year.
But
you
even
know.
last year, he wanted to leave.
He
Like,
wanted to leave from minute one.
Yeah, for like
There
the
was
reports,
rumours, you
there was
know.
rumors. So we
But
always knew this was gonna happen.
At the end of the day, listen, man, it's our club has benefited from this situation, and I'm glad that we have, and I'm very, very happy that we took a roll of the dice, took a little bit of a gamble, and got a player like Lachlan Galvin. And for me, it's a no-brainer when the sacrificial lamb is Toby Sexton, bro. Like, could you imagine not getting somebody with the ceiling as high as he has, and then they reach that ceiling, and why didn't you go and get him? You could have gotten him. Oh, we had Toby Sexton. That would sting.
Yeah.
Because how many times do we have? Man, Damien Cook, bro, we could have had him, but we kept him over Michael. We kept Michael Leisha over him. You know what I mean? That stings,
We had
bro.
him.
You know what I mean? We had him.
That's the thing that hurts.
The thing is we had Lachlan Galvin, and imagine we chose not to have him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It was right there.
I'm so happy he's playing for our team now. And
Gus Cook, bro. Gus
man,
Cook.
the more I think about him, like, because a lot of people are saying you can't have 2 sixes. Again, we play a style of football that is easy to run, and we have a fucking 6 that can kick the ball better than pretty much any 7 in the comp, bro, especially long distance. So a 7 position is pretty damn easy to play in a Bulldogs jersey, and it's a bit different to every other team because you have a fucking dominant kicker in the 6th position.
I still think we need a bit of maturity in our, of course, in Burton because he's the more mature player.
But I think that's why you got to start Kurt Mann now. Kurt Mann is like an extra half, is that maturity level that you have, and then Bailey Hayward coming off the bench into that lock role also gives you that level of maturity. Like I wouldn't be surprised if seeing someone like Jamin Salmon maybe phased out of the lineup entirely because the needs of the team has changed. We need more than just a tackle bot. I feel like with 2 very young halves that like they complement each other relatively well, but there is still some holes in both their games. If you bring in a lock like Bailey Hayward or a lock like Kurt Mann, that plugs the holes and makes this team a complete, like as a whole, like the weaknesses that you will have with those 2 halves in the same team.
It's different.
Will get masked by having a lock that's mature and smart and can do the things that those 2 players can't do.
I just want to see how this looks. I've got a question for you. Do you got anything? It looks like you're
Yeah, I like. Obviously, the Bulldogs have been known as the team first club, the club that, you've been telling me on this podcast for longer than I, it's ingrained in my brain that they get the ick. These Gus gets the ick, Serraldo gets the ick.
Yeah.
Now, you've told me and you've said on this podcast, he wasn't willing to deal with Isaac Moses because, whatever history there is there and whatever. But Galvin, I believe, maybe doesn't have an attitude problem, but the way that things have been left at the West Tigers can be shown that is the case. Now, how does this affect club culture? Team first is obviously the mentality. How do you navigate this?
Can I go?
Before you guys go, but you've broken a foundation rule, a rule of like you're potentially breaking the team first mentality where it's the culture comes first, and if you've broken one rule, what will stop you from breaking it again, or from another player or one player getting the preferential treatment?
Can I go first?
Yeah, of course.
So, number 1 about Isaac Moses. Yes, he was pretty much him and Gus were not in contact for a very long time, but a story came out today that, look, the club just never saw Toby Sexton as the man going forward. They didn't even see him as that last year because they started Drew Hutchison over him. Even though, in my opinion, Drew Hutchison was not a better player than Toby Sexton, not a better fit. Serraldo had problems with Toby Sexton, and he always has. There are things about Toby Sexton's game that just drive Serraldo insane. They were trying to potentially bring Sean O'Sullivan to the club to play 7. And he's an Isaac Moses client. That's when the bridge between the 2 started to, be gapped. You know what I mean? Like it's
reconnect.
They just rebuilt the bridges that were burnt.
I feel like they made up last year.
Yeah,
Was
this
it
was
last year?
last year.
Yeah.
But it wasn't public. But
Yeah, we just found out about it after
It's
the
only
Lachlan
getting
situation.
public now because people are thinking they mended the relationship for Lachlan. I thought that, but they didn't. Now, number 2 is I think Lachlan about the ick, right? And they would get the ick big time. And I don't think, but people are missing a big point here that Lachlan Galvin is 19 years old, bro. His brain is literally not developed yet.
He's
His
very young,
personality
bro.
is
Very
not
young.
developed. Can you imagine what Suey was like at 19? What I was like at 19?
100 years ago.
Yeah, in the Stone Ages.
I wasn't born then, so
He was sitting behind. I'm not gonna say that one. He was sitting behind Albert Einstein, bro.
Not bad. Not a bad person to sit behind.
You didn't learn anything off him, but
Thank you.
but Kaz is like, he's 19, so the character flaws that might be there now will not be there forever because a 19-year-old is like a piece of Play-Doh that's like straight out of the can, bro. You know what I mean? You lift that blue lid off, and you got and then you take the yellow part, and you take it apart, and you got the blue Play-Doh here. It's still in like a spherical fucking like cylindrical shape, bro. He hasn't been fucking molded yet.
Pause. Cylindrical shape, bro.
Like I
he
said,
hasn't been molded.
cuz he's fucking
He's young. He's young.
hasn't been molded, lad.
Yeah.
I'm giving them a fucking analogy that they can think of.
You're giving something they can look at and understand.
tangible, cuz go get your fucking Play-Doh. You know when you get the blue tack and it's in a line?
You know what we'll go buy Play-Doh next week and it can mold Lachlan.
Cuz,
And
they're
it's been ASMR
molding
1
him,
hour
cuz.
play.
Cuz, they're molding him right now, cuz. They're fucking gonna make him into a snowman or whatever. They're molding him right now, bro. But I think the team first mentality, unironically, you know, like fucking is there. He just didn't want to be team first for a team he didn't want to be at. I think his attitude and everything will change because the fact that he's coming to the Dogs tells me that they gave him the character test that they look at when they sign every other player, and there have been players that failed the test or, mate, I think Lachlan has done enough to impress Gus, to impress Geraldo, and convince them that he's bought into the team, wants to buy into the culture, buy into the systems, and he's already using the language that Geraldo uses all the time. He literally said, I can't wait to see to buy into the systems that are in place. You know what I mean? He doesn't want to come and shake things up. He wants to come and slot right in, bro. You know what I mean? And it's not going to happen straight away, and there's definitely going to be learning experiences for him. But we're literally watching Toby Sexton go through his learning experiences as well, but he just doesn't have the talent level that Lachlan Galvin has, and this is just like for $750K a year, it is just a risk that you have to take.
It's just business, bro.
And if it doesn't work out, I, as a fan, have no doubts that they won't have any bit of regret, because it's just a move that you have to go for 10 times out of 10. 100 times out of 100.
Especially with the talent pool in the NRL right now, bro. And especially there's all these new teams now. Like, everyone with a bit of talent is going to get snatched up straight away.
And
for big money too, bro. Like, you're going to say, like, I don't know when Haywood probably might leave to Perth. Is it Perth Bears?
Big time.
And they're probably going to offer him. They're probably going to tell him, hey, bro.
Yeah, I think teams like Parramatta, like Canberra will be sniffing around him as well. Like, but the thing is like, there's going to be a shit fight for the players off contract next year. Like at the end of next year.
So the Bulldogs just
a lot of our team is off contract at the end of next year. Guys like Bronson Sherry, Josh Curran, like Matt Burton, you know what I mean? It's going to be very, very hard to retain them all. But
the big one paying us as well.
But the thing is they've been waiting for that. That's, bro, I'm telling you, it's
Bulldogs?
like Gus knew that that Payne House is going to be available
bro,
in a couple of years.
Gus is scary
Bro,
these days,
he doesn't lock up players for a long time unless he knows they're 100% part of the future. Now, like with the Lachlan Galvin signing, I don't know if we're going to be able to pay the money that some of these expansion teams might want to pay a guy like Matt Burton. I'm starting to get worried.
Nah,
but I think I always thought,
Especially if you're trying to get Payne Haas.
if we're trying to get Payne Haas, Matt Burton's going to be the guy that goes.
And who's the guy that goes? Is it Curran or is it Kane?
No, Reed's money will be off the books after this offseason, I think. Because he's off contract next year
Curran
too.
or King, who goes?
none of them.
Nah,
Well, if you get Payne Haas,
none of them. Maybe Curran goes, but Curran's not even a prop naturally. He's a back rower. He only became a middle and started playing prop when he came to the Dogs. And he fucking done a great job.
Yeah, it's been unbelievable there,
But
bro.
yeah, boys, we are going to lose some players, but the core of the group is locked up for a long time. Your Prestons, your Carrazes, Your Kickout's off contract next year too.
Yeah, he might go.
That one's big, but if we can get him for, he's on 800 now. If we can get him on a deal like 650, 600, I'll be cheering about that, dude.
I love Kickout, bro. I think he's very.
I love Kickout too, but I think like the 800K price tag probably isn't gonna stick around.
Salary cap's going up as well. You know what
Yeah.
I mean, you have to think about that. Salary cap is gonna go up eventually. Well, it does every year, doesn't it? Or
No, it's like the 20 that
Every time they
27
do
year.
CBA.
Yeah, that 27 year I think it goes up.
Yeah, probably when Perth do come in.
Yeah,
They can.
but
They don't
I'm
come
keen,
26.
dude.
PNG.
Yeah, I'm keen, dude. That's gonna be man. Like,
that's gonna be
a
a
lot
big
of
year.
changes gonna
And
happen
then
around the
Fabri-
NRL.
should we be the Fabrizio Romano of NRL?
Bro,
Here we go.
Yeah. Well, boys, but look, I cannot wait for his debut on
Do you
Monday.
think that's my next question before we wrap up Bulldogs because they didn't play this week. We can't give him half an hour. Do you think he plays this week?
He comes off the bench this week.
Okay, would you play him this now? This is what you think. Now, tell me what would you do with him? Would you play him?
I'll play him off the bench this week.
What would you do if you're the Bulldogs?
Mid-season, it's as a spine player, it's going to be fucking next to impossible to just go right into the starting role.
This isn't an Origin week. Yeah, he'll probably be off the bench because he's not too well versed in the system, or he hasn't been with the Dogs long enough to like sort of learn the system. So he'll probably be off the
Yeah,
bench.
he's still
So
going to be learning it as
You
he
don't
goes.
think reserve grade?
No reserve grade. He's going to be utility straight off the bat, bro.
Okay.
Who's he
Especially with
replace?
Jamin
Who's
Salmon
he
out.
replace?
I'll just ask.
No,
I'll just
Sexton's
ask the
going.
questions.
Hayward's going to start at 7, and then he's going to come into Hayward's spot on the bench.
Okay.
And then he will come on when Hayward has to play somewhere else. But me personally, the week after, I think he's going to be starting. Because I think Matt Burton against South Sydney is going to be playing. He's going to be in Origin camp. He's going to be 18th man.
I think they keep Campbell Graham 18th man.
No. Campbell Graham was only 18th man because of the injury cloud that Crichton was under. Now that the injury cloud's gone, it's just going to be Matt Burton at 18th man again. That's what I'm telling you, Joe. It's going to happen, man. Matt Burton will be our 18th man in the Blues camp. Then Galvin and Hayward will play against South Sydney.
And wait, we'll get that probably next week. But like, because when does Preston come back for you guys?
Next week.
Next week.
After next week. Yeah.
Does Preston come in?
Preston is back against South Sydney. So is Tupanua. And then so is Karaz and Jack Todd. So we get 4 players back
We get
against
everyone
Souths.
back, bro.
Does Preston go into Origin?
I think Lachy.
All potential. I don't think he'll be in the Origin team now because he won't want to make any changes.
Bro, hey, listen. If Lachy,
And is South Sydney the Origin week?
Yeah.
Like there's gonna be no players available that are in.
I think this is the Origin impacted round. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Nah, he doesn't play Origin.
Potentially no Keon, maybe.
Yeah. It should be no Keon, but I don't think it will be no Keon.
should we get into the Mitch Barnett one now?
Let's
shall
go.
we? All
Let's
right.
go.
There is a big talking point around Mitch Barnett because he's done his ACL. I don't know. Was it during the game? I didn't really
It
get.
was during the game.
Far, bro. And listen, Barnett
Bro, it
is
was
out.
bad. Like you knew straight away, cuz. Like no ends, ifs or buts, bro. That was a fucking
And he's a
clear
tough
cut
cookie, lad. He's a tough
ACL,
bloke.
man. Mate, you can be as tough as you want, bro, but the ACL is a weak fucking ligament, dude.
Well, that's a bit of a shit go because I think for New South Wales, cuz he was very good for us, bro.
He was fucking
And
amazing.
he's always good for us.
and he won a challenge. That's the best part of the game, cuz. Fuck you, fucking Mo Fodawanka. Fodawanka. Sorry, I just had to. I actually like you, Mo. The shot was there. I had to take it. Sorry, go, Suey.
Anyway, what I'm saying is Barnett's out of Origin now, right? So, and as we like to call him, Barnett. Now, we are very sad about this because I think he's a blue and blue proper. Like, he's a proper Origin player. We were talking about it last year. If he just goes with Mohawk and just starts running at cunts, everyone's going to be scared, right? So that's going to be a big loss in the Origin. Now, who replaces him? Does Max King start in Origin, or and obviously who does replace him for his actual, his spot on the team?
And Max King would start because he was already on the bench.
So
And then you would put
do you
Koala
shift
Matangi
Max?
in the 17.
So do you shift Max King, and then who do you go and grab? Do you grab does Terome get his debut, or does Keon Kolomatangi get a start
Well,
back in the Blues team?
Unfortunately, I think there's already another answer no one's really talking about. He was in Jersey 19.
Yes.
in camp.
Utukamana?
Yeah. Stefan, like, I'm going to tell you what Laurie's going to do. Laurie's just going to start Max King and then have Stefano off the bench. Now, I just think that's just, mate, like, you got to consider form in some like way, shape, or form, bro. Stefano hasn't even been in good form at any point this year. He had one good game.
I forgot he went to Melbourne.
He had one good game, dude, against the Tigers, man. That's the game where I can stand out and say, look, that was a good game, Stefano. The rest of them, he's just been solid, right? But in reality, what I would do And if it was Payne Haas that got injured, I would have picked Terrell May. But because it's Barnett that got injured, I don't want to lose nothing in terms of the versatility in the middle because Barnett can cover like 2-3 positions, all 3 forward positions, right? So I want Koloamatangi there because he also gives you that sort of coverage. And I don't think it's too crazy to say that we probably gain a little bit more having Koloamatangi there because I think without a doubt in my mind, if he's playing in the middle of the field, if he's playing in the middle of the park, he's like one of the best middles in the entire competition. Same as Barnett, but if you've got on the space off form, bro, the guy's like he's fucking setting records, this bloke.
Yeah, this season he's
second most run meters for a forward ever. Right before Origin, cuz, and he's just been playing out of his mind. And
especially in a weaker Souths team, bro.
Cuz, I want a guy like that on my Origin team, cuz. That's gonna give you because people say that Terrell May, his runs and tackles don't have substance. They just really look good on the stat sheet. Me, I disagree, cuz I wouldn't want to fucking tackle Terrell May. That's
and I wouldn't want Terrell May on the other side.
He runs fucking hard, and I wouldn't want to get tackled by Terrell May either.
Especially Perth, bro.
But Koloamatangi, you can't say nothing about that in regards to his numbers. It wouldn't even be an argument because you watch the guy play, and it's a no-brainer. Like, you don't need to know the game to know the value of Koloamatangi and how he runs and tackles. But you just see it with the fucking eye test right away. I don't know how people can't see that with Terrell May either.
Yeah,
but
it's not people. We all agree with Terrell May.
Some people want to be a hater, bro, and just nitpick.
But I think
but you can't even
agrees with
nitpick Koloamatangi, bro. There's nothing wrong with the play. He has no holes in his game, really, in the middle of the field.
No, this is what's going to happen. We're going to say Keon.
Yeah.
They're going to be like, why didn't you pick Terrell May? Wasn't Terrell May next?
Yeah. But no one will actually say that because their numbers are on par now, bro.
I think they will because a lot of people don't watch rugby league like you watch rugby league. That's the fact.
But, yeah,
So
but even when they verse each other,
yeah, but it's Origin and it's tougher.
Even when they verse each other, like Koloamatangi's already played Origin, number one, and even when they versed each other, even though Terrell May had an absolute blinder, Koloamatangi had a game that nobody will ever forget.
The issue is what it's the social media aspect. As you said, no one watches rugby league as much as Fred.
It's just comments.
And people see online what no one's seeing Keon's name pop up through. Unless
Now you are.
But you're seeing Terrell May. It was all Terrell May. Terrell May has been snubbed, and that's what's the first headline that it's going to be? Not Keon's made the side. Terrell May's been snubbed again.
That's just media, bro. And that's
fuck the media,
yeah,
man.
Who cares, bro?
We're just calling a spade a spade. I just feel like we don't need that extra big body if we're losing a guy like Barnett. I feel like we need that balance. And Keon with his mobility, versatility,
I'm not disagreeing
his
with you.
toughness. Like, as good as I think Terrell May is, mate, he's a fucking gun, bro. You know what I mean? But if I'm losing a big boy, I want a big boy to replace him.
No, I agree.
If I'm losing a guy that's mobile and a bit undersized for a middle position, then I sort of want somebody of the same archetype coming in, bro.
Well, let me ask you this then. He's not. Let's just say Terrell May doesn't make the side. Does he at least get invited to camp? He's not going
to. I think Craig's going to make sure that doesn't happen. I feel like it's Craig talking.
You reckon?
This Stefano pick and Terrell May not getting picked, I think is a direct correlation with Craig Bellamy being so involved in camp. Because I feel like the one that really doesn't like Terrell May, like the most out of the two, is actually Craig Bellamy. That's a crazy thing to say, but like Craig can see holes in people's games that none of us can really see.
That's very true.
And he did fucking flog the fuck out of Terrell May's team. You know what I mean? He must know shit that we can't even see. Mate,
I forget that Bellamy's part of the team, bro.
He's fucking right there, right next to him, the whole way through.
Right-hand man.
Bro, he's right there.
What better right-hand man to have, eh?
Yeah, because he fucking also coached Origin and got nicked as well. We can't forget that. So, like, he's been in the same boat as Laurie Daly has been. But, yeah, I feel like Stefano's there because his fucking coach is there, bro.
Yeah, it might be a bit of nepotism, as you say, with
yeah, man.
Bronny Jr.
There's definitely, yeah. I think that's the only reason why he's there, bro. And it's the same with Trent Liero and Billy.
Yeah,
a Melbourne boy wanting a Melbourne player. They're way better players than Trent Liero. I don't even think Trent Liero's been good this year, and he's playing.
He's literally cost him a
Bro,
game.
he fucked that game up in Magic Round so badly.
He cost a penalty, and they ended up scoring off
Like,
it.
I don't look at Liero and say Origin player. Stefano, I can, because he's young, 100%. And he's a really good player, Stefano. He just hasn't been that good this year. And when you have players playing at the level of Terrell May and the level of Keon Koloamatangi playing
hard to
solid
ignore.
is fucking hard to justify you being selected when guys are playing out of their minds.
Yeah, when they're in proper form like Keon, bro. Yeah, I agree, bro. I think what you said before I sat with you, I said Terrell May, right? Because I'm like, it's literally headline next up. Who you gonna pick? Obviously, think. But when you bring that up about Barnett, bro, imagine Isaiah coming off, right? And I don't know if he did come off in game one. Did he come off, have a rest?
Yeah.
Okay, imagine he comes off and Keon comes in the middle. You get me? And then you rotate another prop, whatever. Bro, that's insane, bro. Like, so that's, for me, I think you're right. The versatility is very, very important for the New South Wales Blues, especially in Perth. It's going to be a quicker game.
Yeah.
It's not going to be like, it's going to be a hard game, but there's going to
Especially
be
if there's an
points
injury
scored.
as well.
Bro, we're sort of getting forced into, if we pick Stefano here, right? We're getting forced into like the big man style of play, whereas the only guy that can play middle off the bench is fucking Hudson Young. And he did in Origin
He done
1.
good.
He actually done all right.
Yeah, he done all right.
But look, the game was pretty much already won. We had momentum. It's pretty easy to come in and do a job in the middle. But is Hudson Young going to be able to be that guy when if our backs are against the wall and it's a close game and we need a boost? Is he going to be able to do that job in the middle when he just always plays on an edge? I don't know. I don't know if I can trust a guy like Hudson Young to do that. But Koloamatangi, bro, I can trust him, and I can also trust him if he has to play on an edge.
Yeah, It's gonna
It's
be
that simple, man.
You know what? I'm more interested in seeing Queensland's team as well, bro. Wallah. I want to see what Billy does to it. I don't know because Queenslanders always say.
You heard these rumors
What?
about DC getting the drop?
I've
Yeah.
heard it.
Bro, I've been hearing it left, right, and center.
It's been so loud.
When that's
it was-
that's a noise so
I brought it
loud.
up
that's
to you and Donny the other day.
that is
'cause I knew this
deafening.
was gonna happen.
You know
Joey
what's
John starts
crazy?
speaking, it starts spreading.
Because Billy Slater was at the Panthers Para game and he was he was in the tunnel when I was, but I didn't notice it was him until he's walked off. I was literally going to ask him if he was going to drop DC.
He's not going to
he's
answer
not.
shit.
I was never going to answer me, but I thought it would be
Nah,
funny
who cares? That's
just to
mad.
go after him.
That's
Like
mad,
he
bro.
wouldn't
Well,
have cared.
I think this next game for DC is going to be big. You know what I mean?
But he played unbelievable.
he was
on
really
the
good on the
weekend.
weekend, bro.
And Dearden played good as well, bro.
Oh, he's probably the best player around, bro. Low-key.
Do you think they just swap positions? They get DC off the bench?
Do you think they just not
Because
put
surely
Munster there?
they're
and
so
play
old.
Dearden?
You got to start
Just
changing
play Dearden and DC?
because this is a must-win game for them. And
You gotta
like,
tickle the Queenslanders a bit.
No, Munster was their best player, dude.
Yeah, he was. Well, he
So-
was.
He's in luck. He's versus Newcastle this week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know what?
But
I
their
think
defense is actually good,
I'll
but
tell you something. It's not even about games anymore. I think Billy Slater's got his mind made. Whether
Right.
he's sticking with him,
Yeah.
whether he's dropping him, all of them. The decision is made,
I
and
wouldn't-
it's like Laurie Daly. Laurie Daly made his decision about Terrell May before we all started talking about selections.
Well, let me ask you this: if he gets swept this series, where's Billy? Is Billy Slater still going to be the coach at the end?
no fucking way.
Nah,
if
they'll
he gets
sack him.
swept.
They'll
Bro,
sack
no one's
him.
been swept.
They'll
since-
sack him and he'll go to Broncos. That's
Yeah.
my call.
No, he'll go
I'm,
to Perth
think,
Bears.
I'm thinking.
He'll go where?
No,
Perth Bears.
Melbourne Ingers there.
I'm thinking the Broncos because I look. The Madge
bro.
Madge looks like he's lost the dressing room. I'm not gonna lie.
Should we get into them straight away?
That's not Madge's fault, but that's the
Do
fucking.
you want to leave it for the?
Yeah.
We got their own segment because I am gonna toast the team that is that the only team that beat us other than the Dolphins. Like
Yeah,
before
you've
the
only lost the Queensland teams.
That's the
and
only like real team that beat us.
futurely Penrith.
that is this guy, bro. Always throwing.
Because we didn't have a real team.
Yeah,
We didn't have an actual team.
You actually
don't
didn't
have
have
a
a team.
Neither did they.
Boys,
Well, no,
let's-
you did have a team, and then you started blowing it up again.
boys,
Oh, that's racist. That's racism, bro.
That's not racist.
Oh,
he's gonna get
That's
slaughtered.
racist, bro.
That's racist.
What's the time? 9:11. Fucking hell,
I can't win. I
bro. I
can't
didn't blow
win.
nothing up, mate. Why are you saying me? Huh? This is what's going to happen in Las Vegas Customs, isn't
I
it? bro?
really.
They're going to read the name. Farid, yep. Fucking Wand. Fucking strip search. Fucking dog sniffer dog.
Sent back.
Sniffer
Vegas,
dog.
you think you're gonna make it to Vegas, bro? They'll stop the plane halfway through and turn it around.
He just accused me of hijacking a plane.
Bro, we need this. We're gonna get into the round. The games. I didn't watch this game, and I made a business decision. You know when someone's about to get dunked on and they just walk off and they make a business decision? That's what I did. Because there was no way I was going to watch the Dragons play the Knights. Sorry, JC. You probably slept as well, bro, but...
Well,
honestly,
it was one of the worst games I've ever seen in my fucking life, cunt. And the one good thing about this game was I was this close to winning money, and then fucking Tyrell Sloan decided he even got bored. He fell asleep diving over the line and just lost the ball.
No one's worse than Super this week.
Cause that was fucking funny.
That was so funny. We'll get into it.
Do we even need to talk about this Dragons game besides
Nah.
this? Shout out to big fucking Loco, bro. I had Loco on my multi.
Nice.
And I also had Tyrell Sloan.
And
Because
Tyrell Sloan
I read a stat that they conceded the most tries to props this year, Newcastle. And I'm looking at the Dragons props and there's fucking Blake Laurie and fucking Jack DeBellin. I'm like, none of these cunts are scoring. And I just see this cunt fucking name, Loco Pacifica Tonga. I'm like,
You're like, yes!
That's a fucking big unit right there. He works with fucking Helen. I'm putting him on $9, bro.
And you got him.
I've got him,
Tyrell
but
Sloan
the
didn't.
Tyrell Sloan drop nuts.
Can I ask you a question? And it's like we're broken record here, bro. Newcastle Knights, bro. That was appalling. They're 100% getting the wooden spoon. Can you all agree with me
First
quickly?
of all, can we talk about how it's apparently the draw's fault that they couldn't have Kalen Ponga? Valentine Holmes played for the Dragons. Adam O'Brien is such a what he did, he took Kalen Ponga out. He was like, Fletcher Sharp was in the fullback. It worked against Penrith. It'll work again.
He just said this: if I lose, I can blame Kalen Ponga not winning.
And that's
literally
there was that too.
He's on a he's on a fine line. I don't know why.
How
Newcastle,
is he still?
I don't know why Newcastle haven't sacked him already and just started the
Because they
development.
have to pay $2 million.
Yeah, but like, bro, just do it. It's gonna
This
cost you
bloke is
more
holding him
in
hostage.
players.
He's holding him hostage, cuz. He's like, sack me.
Is Adam O'Brien just like every week? He's like, okay, looking at the team sheet. How can I mess this up?
I don't think he's still messing it up. I think the team is finished from him. Like, I don't think they believe in him
No, but
anymore.
it's not even
and
that.
I think Ponga, like, we've been talking about this for so long, cuz Nick Politis is licking his lips, bro. He's like, you know what, brother? That Ponga's coming to, like, he's gonna be with us next year.
I disagree.
Where do you think he's gonna go?
He's still going to be at the Knights. I think
I don't think
they
he'll be at
sack
the
Adam
Knights.
O'Brien and then they start off fresh with Dylan Brown and KP and hope
Wallah.
something sticks.
I'm telling you, they're giving this cunt $2 million a year. He'll be the first player ever to get $2 million a year from a club.
Who? Ponga's gonna get that
Ponga's
from
going
Newcastle.
to get $2 million a year from Newcastle.
I don't see the 2 million. Like, I know he's unbelievable, but let's
They're going to
be
have $3.3 million
In two
players. One of them is Khara. Wallah, he's Khara. And the other one is good, but he plays like he's got sand in his mangina sometimes.
Yeah.
Now, in 2021, when I first started this shit, I was Kalen Ponga #1 hater. He converted me into a Kalen Ponga fan. There was a point where the only thing I didn't like about him was his tattoos because he looks like a high school desk with the tattoos. Cause get a cool tattoo if you're gonna get a tattoo,
Yeah,
bro.
but he's just Ilche like that in Newcastle.
Because he's not Ilche, lad.
Nah, he's
Cause what
Ilche
do
in
they-
Ilche.
do
Us
they-
then, he's
cause
Ilche in
do these
Newey.
do these fucking tattoo artists have no like creativity or
It is
whatever?
Newcastle.
Yeah,
you gotta
hey, yo,
remember.
bro, fuck my shit up. That was the only problem I had with Kalen Ponga for ages. Because he made me gin in 2023 when he became prime villain Billy Slater in Origin Game 3,
He was
yeah?
unbelievable.
But where
had
is
a
this
cracking
Kalen
day.
Ponga, lad?
He's just Ilche, lad. You know what I mean? He's just Ilche in
Cause
Newey, bro.
It's the same as the Brisbane. I think
What is he, Spanian?
he's just not motivated.
Cuz,
man.
Spaniards would be doing better at fullback, cuz
Yeah,
this
straight
is
up.
Origin lineup.
Yeah, Spaniard hates footy.
Woolloomooloo.
Especially after his truck's
Woolloomooloo
been
Wombats or something.
Woolloomooloo Wombats, cuz.
especially after his truck's
Cuz
been blown up, bro.
Kalen Ponga couldn't even score against the Woolloomooloo Wombats right now.
Honestly,
Has he scored this year?
Yeah, he has.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, no, he
He
hasn't.
hasn't scored this year, bro.
No one, I think, has. No.
Kalen Ponga hasn't
Yeah.
scored a try this year.
Hold on, can we get a stat?
Stat
man!
Stat man!
He hasn't scored a try this year, bro. I'm telling you.
That's
I
crazy.
fucking lost it. I traded him for Turbo, and I'm not even
mad.
I'm not even mad.
Nah, I
but
still
why
have him.
is
I
he
can't
not
get rid of
playing?
him.
I asked Willie Mason on the Fan Hub myself, cuz. Is it easier to back up after 2 games, after 2 days, or 4 days?
0 tries
That
in
is
20
I asked Willie Mason myself, cuz. Is it easier to back up after 2 games, or like 2 days after Origin, or 4 or 5 days after Origin? He said, bro, 2 days was way easier.
Yeah, because you're ready to go.
Where are your team's in the fucking gutter? It's in the fucking cuz it's in the sewer, cuz.
But I think he's
You know
given
what
up,
I mean?
bro. Well, I think Kalen Ponga's like... You heard the reports last week, bro. As soon as Newcastle were losing, he's like, yeah, I think Ponga's gonna be unsettled for next season. That's why I'm telling you, like, that's what's gonna happen. I think he's gone
Nah.
for all money, bro.
Nah, 'cause-
I don't think he cares.
Are you telling me
Bro,
that the
I
board...
would never stay
are
Dylan
you-
Brown.
Are you telling me that the board of Newcastle are going to go, okay, we have Adam O'Brien, we have KP, and they're going to go let KP go?
No, but Brian will
Fuck
go.
no.
New coach will come in, and Ponga will be like, "I'm out too, but I don't want to play here.
Right.
It's not about money anymore." And it,
KP's actually from Perth, by the way.
Yeah, but he's
See?
in his head. He's from New Zealand.
Yeah.
And then in his heart, he's from Queensland. So
He's saying the national anthem, the New Zealand national anthem on Anzac Day,
Come on, G.
not the Australian national anthem.
now
Now
he plays for Australia.
I know that damn New Zealand national anthem is a bloody banger. Cause what a banger of a national anthem. Cause I could listen to that shit on repeat. Cause I'm fucking vibing every time they play it, bro. I wish I knew the words.
How about the Lebanese one?
Cause the Lebanese one is actually cause nothing gets me G'd up more than the Russian one, but cause the Russian one, I feel like a patriotic Russian, bro, when that shit comes on, bro.
I feel like we're
used to-
getting
cuz,
banned after this episode.
Listen, I used to play it for my cat Vladimir all the time, cuz he used to love that shit, bro. The Australian national anthem's too nice, bro. Like the New Zealand one, the New Zealand one,
shit,
bro, the Lebanon one. Like I get G'd up for those national anthems, but I was yelling that national anthem on Origin Day, and it just doesn't hit the same. I don't know, cuz we need a remix.
Anyway, so Ponga's going to be at Newcastle next year. He's going to be earning 4.7 million. Him and Dylan Brown. No one else is going to be playing on the team. Right? Is that your fucking last take? Because I want to move on from this shit game.
Yeah, yalla.
Thank you very much.
Shout out to JC. The Dragons are
Shout
now
out JC.
in the 8, cuz.
Yeah, even Chris, everyone was celebrating, bro.
warming
Wallah.
our
I
spots
almost
for
got
people.
invited to 10 barbecues.
Well, I can't wait to see the video next week when we got Chris on the whiteboard. Why didn't you come and defend it?
You were here. You had the button here.
Boys, Titans and Melbourne, we'll quickly go through this one. Titans actually gave it a crack, man. But Melbourne, I think in the end, they just had it.
Melbourne never looked so.
Come on, bro.
So-
Like,
Can we just talk about this shit?
I think I'll get before you speak. I just wanted to say, Craig Bellamy surely loses weight every fucking game. Like there's
Bro, I'm
surely
surprised
like
a chair didn't go through that window.
He's
at the
losing days off his life because they're going to kill him, bro.
Why-
I'm trying to go the safe route, right? When
I
he
reckon
goes
they
on
have
that
a
little healthy
paramedic
walk.
in the back waiting for him to have a heart attack.
Because he's got a pacemaker for sure, cuz.
Yeah, he's
Wallah,
on
he's got a
edge.
pacemaker. He's
He's
got a
on edge.
pacemaker, cuz. He's got his blood pressure, man. It's
I reckon, like, you know, when Munster and Pappenhausen after the game to do the interviews, right? Whatever, all the players.
and the
I
podcast.
feel like no, forget the podcast. I'm talking about after the game, like even after they win, right? And everyone knows how Bellamy's gonna feel, but I reckon they're shitting bricks. They're looking up and they're like, "Fuck this."
Every
every we don't want this game to end.
Every time they go and shit, it just reminds me of that clip of Munster hearing Craig Bellamy get out of the radio and him shitting himself, and it wasn't even about him.
I'm starting, bro. I saw Pappenhausen's post game, like when they interviewed him walking off the field,
Holding the umbrella.
and he literally said, "Man, like it feels good to win, you know?
Yeah.
Like we should be happy we won,
Yeah,
but we're not." But I keep hearing this over and over and over, cause like I'm telling you, Melbourne are either not as good as we think,
I think they're not as good as we think.
and that's not what I think. I think Melbourne are just in third gear,
If they're
and they could click it to fifth, sixth gear whenever they want, but they just haven't been doing it.
Nah, I think it's too late for that, bro.
no,
It's never too late, bro.
This year's-
Teams like that can flip a switch,
I
but
just
there
think
are
if it
genuine
wasn't-
weaknesses in that team, bro.
Let's say they get a few more losses, bro. That's when the noise starts for them. You know what I mean? I know
But they won.
Yeah, but they won. But like, come on,
against
bro.
the
It's
Titans.
Titans, lad.
Because they've had it
And
as
you got all
easy
your
as a
players back
fucking
at Origin,
draw
Super
as
Harry
us,
Grant.
cuz. Because can we just... I'm seeing people even on South Sydney's shit say that our draw's been hard and shit. You know what I mean? Because
The Bulldogs.
we versed 3 fucking teams that are currently in the top 8. All of them away from home. We all beat them. Beat them all. All right? Beat all of them, bro. Because the teams that we've lost to are Brisbane, who are now 11th, and the Dolphins, who are 10th. But we didn't... The Dolphins game, neither team had a full-strength team, even close to it.
I think we were very, very weak that game, and it was just pouring
But-
rain, lad.
Lad,
We can't win in the rain.
we beat the Raiders, who are second.
You sound
we,
like the
we beat the
Panthers.
Cowboys.
No.
We beat we beat the Sharks, who were 5th. And we are undermanned in that game, and we beat the Dragons, who are now 8th. I'm telling you, if we versus Manly, we'll flog them. If we versus the Cowboys, we'll flog them. If we versus the Wires, I think we get them too. You know what I mean? The only team I'm worried about, there's 2 teams I'm worried about, bro. I'm worried about... Yeah, I was worried about Manly when they're full strength, but I'm not anymore. And I'm worried about Brisbane, and I'm worried about Melbourne. And I just feel like Melbourne are saving their best for last.
Yeah, they probably will verse us.
They're
and
gonna
just belt
peak.
us.
They're gonna peak towards the back end of the year, and we're gonna really need to do that as well because we've got a hard run home.
I
But
don't
every
know.
team's had an easy draw this year. There have barely been any teams that have had a tough draw, because you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And Like, so I'm not listening to this fucking bullshit, easy draw shit anymore, bro.
How about the Titans? What's your 2 cents on them?
I think they were doing really well, and that Sam Verrill's try was one of the worst, if not the worst, bunker decision all season. Casey Badger, how that chick has a job.
Remember we seen her when we were walking to the game?
No, that was Belinda Sharp.
Was it?
Belinda Sharp,
Okay.
yeah. She's equally as bad.
Oh,
but
you don't know what
but there's a
happened.
reason why Casey...
We were walking to the game, right? Me and him on the day we were doing Bulldogs content, yeah?
Yeah, the King's
On the
birthday
King's
game last year.
So we're walking and Fred sees it and Fred's like, oh, that's the girl ref. And I swear, I don't know how she heard us. She was like pretty far. She starts walking in the same direction and then like, I don't know, she just started turning left.
No.
She
Jared
just
Sutton was
disappeared.
next to her, by the way.
Was he?
Yeah.
Yeah, they were both together, but she walked to him. Like, I think they met up, they teed up somewhere.
No, they were in front of us and then they
No,
crossed the
she-
road.
she
soon
was
as I
alone
heard-
first.
As soon as I said, bro, that's they're the referees, bro, and the touchies. They crossed the road.
They
cuz.
just zoomed across.
Crossed the road.
They're like,
In the-
fuck this. we don't want
Broad
to be
daylight
Bulldogs
Olympic
fans.
Park. I'm like, cuz they were just scared of this shady looking bloke, bro.
They're like, there's about to be a domestic.
holding a camera, holding a camera,
And a
bro, you
robe.
know what I mean? Yeah, in a robe in public. That's what they were really scared about, bro.
How did I become subject of this
But
bullying?
Melbourne, because Titans, they actually showed some heart. Their biggest problem is they got no dog in them. But Tino, he keeps working
Fuck me,
hard.
Dad. Oh, I love him, bro. Wallah.
And
It's like
that
every
call was
game,
bullshit.
every single game, I love him more and more.
I feel so bad.
His
for
face
him,
is
man.
all, his face is all, like, he's built it, cuz. He just had a big Origin game. He got built in Origin too. And, like, he played very well, I believe. But just his passion, cuz, to keep going and going. And then you got Ponga, who, come on, bro. You get your head out of your ass and play. I don't know if he was injured. I don't know. I've never played footy.
Mangina.
Yeah,
That's what the injury report said.
probably, yeah. Like, come on,
But
bro.
that
You
bullshit call, fuck you, Casey Badger, you shit.
That's going to get some talking points out. Right, anyway, let's move on, right? Cowboys, Tigers, very quickly. Very fun game. Cowboys were going all the way, and then the Tigers just come back, lad. And it reminded me, because you told me this last week, or I can't remember when we spoke about this fixture. It's always a banger. Like, there's always some controversy. What was it, 2 years ago? When
It was like 74-0, and then the
what?
game
Who's
after,
74? Cowboys 74.
Cowboys
and then
beat
it
them
was 66-0 the next
time.
game.
Yeah, but wasn't
And
that one time
then
where
there
they
was a year
kick?
before the kick right at the end, and there was more controversy because, in my opinion, they scored the Cowboys scored a try right after halftime, and cause they said that this bloke was contesting a kick. Wallah, I'm telling you, this guy just ran forward and just stood underneath.
Was
the kicker
this
and
game?
This game.
Okay, yeah.
Cause he fucking ran. I don't know who it was. I think it was Lay, but just ran underneath the kicker's landing zone and just took him out. And they said he was contesting it, and Jeremiah Nano scored.
2 Simmons
And-
as well.
And yeah, Sinbins, look,
Luai Sinbin,
Luai
what do you
Sinbin
think?
was totally fair, I think, because he gave him a warning, right? But cause it was just
Was it
too little,
Appy
too late.
Simbin? Did Appy get binned, or who got binned after that?
Dewey.
Dewey. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, but they did well considering the Sinbins. Honestly, you know what I really like in this Tigers team? Stafford Toa, bro.
He's a
When every
weapon.
time this guy plays, he's a gun. Bro, he just always injured, this poor bloke. But when he plays, wallah, he's a fucking machine. Because they couldn't tackle him.
Just became
They
it's one of
could
those
not
blokes
tackle him.
breaking
I don't know
every
how
tackle.
many tackle breaks that bloke had in this game. But he was causing them big problems. Big problems. He always causes the Cowboys
So
problems.
do you think the Tigers finally have some good backs? And where's Skilton, bro?
He's injured. But nah, their backs are they're definitely their weak point. But Stafford Toa, when he
But
plays
they're
one,
getting somewhere better than
when
what
he
they had
plays,
before.
that's one that they can say, brother, give him the ball, get out of the way, he'll make shit happen. And surprisingly, Brent Aiden came off the bench and actually made this team better. I think he was.
What the hell? What position did he play?
Because I think was he
I've
playing?
never heard a center on the bench. in my
I
life.
wasn't full on watching this game, but I swear to you, he was playing in the back row, on the
Man,
right
look.
side. He was running lines. He was running lines like a back rower.
I
Because
wanna see this shit.
he came this close to scoring like 3 times, bro.
No, he didn't. He played as
He came off the bench.
number 14.
Yeah, but wallah, he actually did good.
8 runs. Yeah, bro. It's a fucking.
Bro, he
It
actually
would have been
did
in the
good.
back row. Like,
Cause he was playing gun, bro. Like, I'm not even kidding. They might have. I was making fun of it to my mate.
This is another controversial shit. I know that laugh. that
laugh-
laugh is dangerous.
Because I got a photo because I think Jerome was sitting next to him in the plane. And he sent me a photo of Brett. And I said, cuz dog's legend. He played like 10 games for us. Well, I just remember that photo.
I remember it was quick, bro.
But
It
nah, he played good, bro. Next to, like, cuz he actually played all right. And Heath Mason played good too, who was the replacer for Lachy Galvin. It'll be a decent battle between him and
Fainu.
like Latu Fainu, bro. So I'm keen to see who wins that battle because Heath Mason, when the game broke open, he looked very dangerous, dude. Made a lot of half breaks. He's a fucking little rocket, that kid. I really liked how they played in the second half, bro. But in that first half, the Cowboys were just too damn good, bro. Tom Dearden and Jackson Purdue linking up a lot looked really good, man. And I just think they took their foot off the gas pedal a bit
towards the end, towards the second half.
And then
Start of second half.
and then they got one, the Tigers, and they got two, then they got three. Because if they completed that comeback, that would have been tied for the biggest comeback in NRL history.
What was it?
26 points they nearly chased, bro.
Didn't we just do that like against Canberra?
No, we chased 20. They did 26.
What about the
nearly.
Roosters?
No,
That was
the
40.
Dolphins. It was Dolphins against the Titans. Was one of the biggest comebacks. It was 24 points or something.
26.
26
There was
points.
Dragons versus Manly too. Back in the day, ages ago, that was the first time. But yeah, that would have equaled the biggest comeback in history.
When I heard that stat on the commentary saying, I'm like, come on, that's so
because in the Titans Dolphins one, they started rallying back in the first half, cuz.
It was 26-0 right before half time, then Dolphins scored. And
Yeah.
they scored all the tries at the
Bro,
second half.
the Tigers nearly scored all of them in fucking 15 minutes at the back end of the game, bro.
Yeah.
They didn't lose, bro. They ran out of time.
Yeah, Uncle Gus. Uncle Gus. Is
If they had 5 more minutes,
boys. Manly Broncos. Let's get straight into this one.
Broncos.
Manly
Go.
win 34-6.
Talk your shit.
I'm gonna talk my shit, bro. Listen, wallah, I said this before. The only team that I'm pissed off I went to the Dolphins game. I went in the rain, and I didn't care if we lost because like Origin, rain, a lot of shit happens, right? But that Broncos game really, really pissed me off because like we should have beat them, bro. And you seen the second half what happened in that second half. You know what I mean? And I'm not being arrogant or cocky, but I don't think after round 3, watching the Broncos, I don't think they are who we all thought they were after round 1. Right? I just don't agree with it. I don't think they are who they are. Big name players, like, cause I didn't care if Reece is injured. I didn't care what's happening. You still have a good team. You have a good team enough to fucking win games. You're versing Manly, cause they're not that good. They don't have turbo. The EC just backed up from Origin. The guy's like 40 years old, and he let him have a kicking game that good. I don't know. I think, and I know what you're gonna say. Matt just lost the locker room, 1,000,000%. And you said that this year, that it's gonna be a bit tough for him because next year Matt is gonna clean out this team. Now the question is, does he have time? Does he have enough time? Because you know Broncos, cousin, how they're a big club, and they're gonna have big rumors, and they're gonna be like, oh, and this and all that. Do they get rid of him this year? Do you reckon they get rid of him? I don't think they should. I think they should get rid of the cancer that's in that team, that's been going through this team for so long, on and on, every year. It got to a point where Broncos fans were burning jerseys outside, bro. I'll never forget that. You know, and now Payne Haas is unsettled. He's like, let me test my value. But this could be a domino effect for Wallah. And I don't know. I just think they're a bunch of Sooks that need to get their head out of the gutter. And Brisbane as a team fucking have done nothing right. Ezra, man, like there's so much shit that Martin Tapau, get rid of Martin Tapau. Ezra Man thing. Like you got to do shit properly to get respected. And now the players are not respecting the coach. And it's all going haywire, bro. You don't let Manly fucking put 34 points on you. And you have that team. And you got Carrigan and fucking Payne Haas. They backed up from Origin cause they played their art like.
And who are they versing in the middle? Cause they're versing fucking a team that they're missing 3 fucking props. Cause they lost another one in the middle of the game.
Cause forget all that. They're
You know what I
missing
mean?
fucking Tommy
You
Turbo.
should be
The
demolishing
guy
without
this
Tommy
team.
Turbo.
without Tommy.
They didn't have Tommy.
And you let
Or Jake.
that winger had a fucking field day. What's his name?
Fualala.
Bro, he had a fucking I couldn't
Cause
stop
his name is Clayton.
Clayton Fualalo, yeah?
Yeah.
Bro, he was having a
This
field day.
guy's a gangster. His
Yeah.
real name's Clayton.
I just felt like the guy was running amok. They almost scored in the first set, bro.
Cause yeah. Cause
Like,
what about that pass?
What does that?
That pass where he
How
passed
the fuck did
himself
he do
out.
that shit? Like he stopped
He done
himself
it
from going
twice.
He
out.
threw it out.
He done it twice.
Wallah, he's gone.
He's a sick cunt. What a sick cunt. He's like, you know what, bro? I hate this Brisbane team. I don't feel
Next man up, lad.
Yeah,
And
bro.
this is the first time that Brisbane has played there in like 10
But can we
years.
just talk 2013, bro? I was 14
Why
years
the fuck
old.
have-
So because they did those double headers up in Brisbane and Manly did it, and then for the first or for a while Manly were versing Broncos Magic Round, and that was Manly's home game. But Manly only recently started wanting to get home games.
Cause
Well,
a
there's no
fucking
common
sense.
fan base in Sydney, cause a fan base in Sydney has been robbed for fucking 12 years of versing the Broncos. They have, so that means if a Manly fan wants to go watch them versus the Broncos,
They have to go to Queensland.
They have to go to fucking Queensland for 12 years. Can you imagine you have a wife and she's a Broncos fan and you're a Manly fan?
And she never gets to watch.
And you never get to fucking watch it for 12 years, cuz. I was 14 years old the last time they played at Brookvale. Does not seem like bullshit.
There's no logic. I don't know. Wallah.
Cuz,
12 years.
use
It
your
looks like it was on purpose.
Cuz 3-4 years, fair enough, max. Cuz 12 years? 12 years.
But it looks like it was on purpose. Like 12 years is crazy, cuz.
Fuck,
You
that's
don't get
just
shit done one way 12 years without one
hey,
notice.
Someone up in
They
Brisbane hates
fuck
Manly,
me,
bro.
mate. What is this shit, bro?
Oh, that DC.
Because this is just proof. Because they lost 5 of their last 6. And the
6 of the last 7.
6 of their last 7, the only win was against us. All right,
On a
it was
rainy day,
undefeated.
Preston drops the
Cuz-
ball and it all goes haywire from
cuz
their
this-
sin bins.
No.
Tupanoa
From the
seen red.
first few
Like there was
seconds.
so much shit that
Three
happened in that
sin
game. That,
bins.
yeah, but I'm saying Tupanoa seen red that day, didn't he?
Cuz I'm telling you, he sees red every game. That's what you
I fucking
understand.
miss him.
Cuz, one more week. But cuz it's just proof that Adam Reynolds just hates the Dogs. Adam
Yeah.
Reynolds hates us.
I mean, he confirmed in your DM, so we're
No,
not
no,
gonna.
he didn't confirm nothing. The guy's saying
Nicest
nothing but
guy.
nice things to me
apologized.
and about the team. He said sorry.
Yeah.
Do you verse them again
Has-
this year?
Yeah, round 8.
Yeah, round
Do you,
18.
do you reckon before they
We're
run
gonna
out?
lose to them again, bro.
Do you reckon before they run out, he just sends a message? Sorry, Fred.
I'm gonna say,
What a nice guy.
Or
cuz
do you message him? Sorry.
I'm gonna message you. I'm telling you, cuz if you turn the on today, never message me again. No, but seriously, this is my prediction. This is my prediction, cuz with this Broncos team, I said it all off season. All right, Madge is gonna come and he's gonna get rid of the cats that are in that team because
cats is the
there are
word that
cats
you used.
everywhere. But never did I actually think the cats would win. But this is like a fucking the battle between the virus and the fucking antibiotics, cuz. You know what I mean? They're just fighting it out. One of them's gonna win, lad. Cuz now it's looking like the virus is gonna win, bro. Cuz this is the cancer is gonna win. This is sad.
That's not right, bro.
Because Madge is a fucking amazing coach, and
He proved that in Origin.
yeah, he's one
Apparently,
of
but
the
apparently it's too harsh. Apparently, it keeps him back.
That's the problem.
He keeps
See what
them
I
back.
mean? Cat problem.
See, but listen,
there's no
he keeps
such
him
thing.
back. Fred, they paid 600,000, 200,000, 300, whatever. He keeps him back at training too long. That's the rumors, cuz. Are you normal?
Have you, watched Whiplash before?
He's trying
Maybe
to.
not.
Yes, of course. Hey, there's no 2 words more harmful in the English language than good job. That's one of the lines from Whiplash.
Bro, what? Like, how do you complain about that shit?
Cuz-
You say you want to win a premiership and you have the caliber, but that wallah,
cat
if they,
virus,
you know, if
it's
we
a
had 3 of their
virus.
players, you know, if we had Carrigan and Payne in our team, like, wallah, I'm saying we'll go on a generational run.
I'm telling you, it's probably those 2 players that are the ones not complaining.
Yeah, and Adam Reynolds.
And Kobe Hetherington.
Yeah, Kobe Irvington's out.
Tony Staggs.
I don't even know about that, bro.
Yeah, bro. I don't know. Wallah, I don't know.
I'm telling you, the ringleader is Jordan Ricky. The cat ringleader is Jordan Ricky. That's just my
Pretty
opinion.
Ricky.
Pretty
not
Ricky, bro.
Reece?
No, I reckon he could be,
It could be, man.
but I don't know, bro. Like, I just think the ringleader is Jordan Ricky, bro.
Yeah, I just feel like the young team.
I don't know why.
They want to do what they
I
want
don't
to
know.
do.
I never. I'm gonna chuck a gust on here. I've never spoken to Jordan Ricky, but I just looking at the team.
I've never spoken to him. Jordan Ricky and Farm.
I don't even know what position Jordan Ricky plays in. I don't know his manager.
What's his
and
name?
I've never spoken to him. Jordan who? Michael Jordan? Michael B. Jordan. Listen, I just feel
Jordan
like
Pickford.
My opinion. Don't say that name around here. Bro. You go picking your
But
teeth out of my fist.
You made champions.
Anyway,
Who cares?
I'm just saying the common denominator is Jordan Ricky. That's all I'm saying, bro. It's just my. If I had to go and just go like the cat detector, like beep, 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 I'd walk past Jordan Ricky. Beep, 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 beep,
It might do meow.
beep, and I'll just go back to Jordan Ricky. Beep, 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 beep. That's what I reckon would happen, bro.
Jordan Ricky is never following him on Instagram.
That's all right. That's all right. That's all right. I can live with that,
Neither's
bro.
Mitch Kenny, don't worry.
Boys.
But then I can't use that as the. I could use that as a flex, but hypothetically speaking, do you reckon that if Jordan Ricky followed me, that would make me more. The appeal would go up with the ladies. I could just say, "Hey, look at this."
I'm
bro.
out of this convo, bro.
Just.
I'm out of this convo,
What do you
bro.
reckon?
Absolutely.
I'm just curious.
You
Not
know
that I
what?
want that
You
type
know
of woman.
why? You know
I
what?
want a woman that doesn't know who Jordan Ricky is.
Look, I will say.
Like Gus Gould. We can go to the next team. Manly, good job. You bounced back without Tommy Turbo, without Gerbo, without Jason Saab. All right, without
Clip that shit, bro. That was good.
Without I don't even think Takiaho played. Was Matt Lodge playing?
Yeah, Nathan Brown scored his first try in 51 games.
Yeah, Nathan Brown.
I love Nathan Brown, bro. He's a soldier.
I fucking hate Nathan Brown because he's not on my team. It's just how it is.
That's how it is.
And then they lost O'Shea Ole 20 minutes in. The poor bloke just came back from injury and got injured again.
Oh.
80 buzz, bro.
Good question for you, quickly.
Yeah.
Where does Payne Haas go if he leaves? Roosters, Bulldogs.
As I said, if he
Gus
goes to
doesn't know.
Bulldogs,
Gus doesn't know who he is. So.
When Gus says he doesn't know who you are,
Yeah, you know, if Gus said I've spoken to
he's
Payne,
already signed,
the
mate.
deal is finished. We're not
He's
gonna
already
sign him.
signed. I'm telling you, he's been waiting for this day because he sleeps.
So not the Roosters. Nick Politis is not going to go there with his.
Nick Politis, bro. He's coming to the Dogs if he's going anywhere, bro.
You reckon?
Surely not.
Bro, I'll take
Panthers
him.
will
I'll
eat
take him
us.
to my
We'll
prayers,
buy
brother.
Yeah, they might get him.
We might buy him.
He definitely wants to live in a place called Penrith.
Mate,
that's very true.
we would have the money for him too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing, but
He doesn't want to live in the reef.
there are many people on this planet that if you paid them $2 million a year to live in Penrith,
That won't do
they
it.
would give you this.
Yeah,
like
the
JC.
famous JC Hod.
God.
Anything else on that, boys, before we move on to the Souths?
It was a fun game, but Souths Warriors. These Sunday games were insane. by
Yeah,
the way.
let's get into Souths Warriors, 36-30. Souths finally, like, they get it done, bro. It looked like, they won, yeah? Why am I tripping
Was
on all these
won,
comebacks? Because I'm confused.
They nearly lost, but
Good game, bro.
shout out to AJ, 200 tries, cuz Hattie.
I was
Cuz I
stealing.
didn't know I couldn't believe he fucking scored that intercept, cuz.
Yeah, it went all the
Well,
way.
I didn't think he had toe like that anymore, but he outran him all, cuz.
But he's
fast as
he's
fuck.
an actual legend, like, for
Yeah.
Souths, bro.
Well, I hope
What is he?
he
He's got
breaks
the
the
most
record.
tries, yeah, now?
Second most.
Second most.
Surely he retire. Like he won't retire until he hits.
What's the most? Do you
It's
know?
212.
219.
212?
212?
Yeah.
He'll get it.
So and
212,
Inshallah
Ken
gets it.
Irvine, bro.
No,
One
he's
more
not
year.
30, no.
Inshallah he gets it.
He has to have 13 to break the record.
Yeah, 13 to break it.
Yeah.
He's
Because he
on
never got to
200
play
now.
original or anything, right? So I would love him to actually have that record for
Yeah.
Souths because he deserves that recognition.
He was the
He's up
missing
super, bro, wallah.
He was the missing piece in 2014, bro. They needed another back, and he was the guy that broke out and just was a gun in that
Yeah, I'm
first
not
year.
speaking about 2014, to be honest.
Listen, it's all right, bro.
The Waz
We
get it
lost to a
done.
good team. The Waz,
I thought Souths got it done. In my head, I'm like, bro,
Waz
did
won.
Rabbitohs win? Because it was such a back and forth
Waz.
game.
hey
But
boys, Latrell was fucking really good in his game.
And he backed up from
Origin. And he had
Must be a
blinder.
Queensland spirit.
You gotta relax with your arm, bro. You're actually blocking the camera.
Sorry,
I'm just telling
No,
you.
Sorry,
it must have been the draw because Adam
Yeah, it was
O'Brien.
the draw.
It was
Yeah,
the draw.
it was the draw. Adam O'Brien, Mentek.
It wasn't the Ilcha vibes that knew me in that.
Yeah, by the way, speaking of Ilche, there's a damn player that's just Ilche every time he plays, lad.
Who's that, Adelaide?
Luke Metcalf, lad.
He is
Luke
unbelievable.
Metcalf.
You know you made it
I was
when
going
you're
to say Metcalf.
You know you made it when Dame Lillard shares
I
your
said-
shit.
Are you getting ready for your
You know you
American
made
trip?
it. You know you're like your
When Dame.
You know your Ilche when Dame Dollar shares
Yeah.
you.
Thank you for
Come
not.
on.
You don't call him Lillard anymore. No one calls him Lillard. They just call him.
Oh, maybe
Dame.
I just think the
Dame,
people don't know
lad.
who Dame Dollar is, cuz. Dame
Dame,
Dash.
lad.
Could be Dame Dash.
No, no,
You know
Dame.
who Dame Dash is?
Dash Daniels.
You don't know who Dame
I
Dash
don't know who
is?
any of these people
Anyway,
are, bro. I
you
know
know-
Dame.
Okay.
Dame.
Anyway, Dame Dollar.
I
Sorry
might
for
watch
saying
him
Lillard.
live.
He's a cult legend now in New Zealand.
Bro, he's fucking
He's so good,
insane.
bro.
And man, I'm just so happy. I never thought he could play 7. I always thought he was an out and out.
You
six.
rapped him for a long time, Waleed.
Bro, I was waiting, cuz. I watched his debut, cuz. You know what I mean? I'm a big fan of Luke since I've seen him for the first time. There are very few players that I fall in love with at first sight. Lachy Galvin was one of them. No, pause. Full homo. Metcalf was one of them. All right. Cuz was one more. Terrell May, when he versed the Penrith
Bunty?
Panthers.
You know Bunty?
Bunty, cuz I was in love with him from reserve grade, mate. From New South Wales Cup, mate. Come on, mate. That's Bunty we're talking about, bro. But there was one player that I also fell in love with at first sight, and I'm a bit, or two players that mate, Luke Brooks had me confused, mate. I thought, no, not like that. Not like that. 'Cause now, looking back at it, I don't know how the fuck Luke Brooks didn't turn into a superstar. If you watched his first game,
It was
like,
so good.
My dad pointed to the screen and said, "That's the next Andrew Johns." My dad hates Andrew Johns.
Fuck Andrew Johns must love barbecues.
My dad hates Andrew Johns. I don't even know why he said that, but he said that's the next Andrew Johns. And then I was watching that game against the Dragons too, and then he just was Mentek after that first year. He looked like Lionel Messi that first year, bro. Because of the hair and shit.
He was good,
Like
huh?
when he would run around, his hair would just bobble everywhere.
But he was a
cuz.
good running half volley.
Wallah, he was good back
And
in the
even
day.
at
I
the
don't know
Tigers,
what
like,
happened.
It's sad, bro.
But Luke Metcalf is one of those players I'm just like, I'm rooting for you, bro. I'm
you-
rooting for you.
Do you see the Waz staying in the 4 or the 8? Like, let's be real.
Four,
Because,
maybe
bro, now what are we?
four.
What's round are we in? What round are we in?
13.
13,
We're going to
like,
be going into 14.
We're almost
What team's
halfway, yeah?
The Waz.
We're halfway, really.
I think they're going to miss Wynette a lot now. And
Is
the
Fisher
fact-
back?
Fish is back, but
They just keep scraping by every single win. So that means every play that they have in counts.
But
big
this
time.
one wasn't a scrape. Like, I know the
This
score
one was a
tighter.
scrape
this one
at
was
the
a
end of the
scrape
day, bro.
because they shouldn't. They were behind.
Because they had a fucking historic performance from their fullback and they just scraped. I mean, Chansey made how many meters? 340 something?
46.
Bro, the guy was like Iron Man.
I love Chansey, bro.
He was like Iron Man, cuz. Or Captain America, you know, on your left. He was on your left in cuz. He's lapping him. What a player, bro. What a player.
What a player.
That was
I'm
the-
scared to move my hand.
I'll move your hand, cuz. I'll move my hand.
no, please. No violence.
But Chansey, shout out Chansey. I actually saw Team of the Week teams without Chansey at number 1.
You almost threw
And I
up.
wanted to vomit.
Yeah.
How the fuck did you know I was going
I
to say
knew
that?
cuz.
Come on, bro.
We're
He
Brett's
doesn't-
cuz. We're
We
Brett's cuz.
finished each other's
I don't know.
sentences.
Yeah, that's the one. I couldn't get another compliment in a row. Come on, bro. It's Fred. Do you think they'll make the 8
Yeah, fucking hell.
They'll make the 8.
and
I'm
4?
telling you, the reverse curse worked.
The 4th?
I don't know about top 4.
Souths, what do you think of Souths?
Man, if they were actually going to get Cam Murray back, they were.
What? When is Cam Murray back?
He's not back this season.
That's it, huh? He done
That's
it.
it,
Was it his
done.
Achilles?
Achilles, yeah. He had a
Tough,
setback
that's
in his
tough.
rehab. So
Oh, that's tough.
Joe
bro.
Gray's not injured or anything. Is
No,
he?
he
he's
played.
just coming off the bench. He played on the wing, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just Latrell's best fullback is the best position is fullback. It's sad, but he just is.
Let's get into the Penny Panthers game. You
Yeah.
have anything else to touch on with the Souths and Warriors? Because I know he's gonna be like, we won, it's paradise. I'm at Brian To'o. It's gonna be on for about 40 minutes.
Yeah, no, I'm
I'm
all
hungry.
good. Shout out to the Waz. Go you Waz.
No, you have to opposite because reverse curse on them.
No, I'm gonna see if they lose this week,
Okay,
and then I'll
that's-
stop saying up to Waz.
That's a good test. All right, boys, let's
Go.
get into the
That's what. Fucking. There's no Bunty this week. Oh, wait, maybe there will be with no Barnett, but fuck, that's sad.
Bro, I've never seen him this sad. in my
Cause I'm
life.
sad because like I love Wynette. I call him Wynette for a reason, but Bunty should start playing now, and he probably will be playing for the rest of the year.
And that's exciting.
But like, does that mean I'm celebrating Wynette getting injured?
No.
I don't want it to seem like that.
you gotta pick one.
Go pick Bunty this week, Webster.
Anyway, let's get into the Penrith Panthers and the Eels
I'm
game.
confused, man.
Penrith Panthers won a game at home.
They
that
won a
wasn't their
game.
We
home.
won.
That wasn't their
They
home.
won a
We won,
game,
Mitch.
Mitch.
Come in here.
That
Come in
wasn't
here. We
their
won.
game, bro.
Come
No,
in here,
you
Mitch.
can't call him Mitch. You gotta call him Mitchell.
Mitchell.
Because
you don't like
there's someone else that has the
Oh
name Mitch.
yeah.
You can
So-
take my spot if you want. You
Come
want my
in.
spot?
Come in, brother.
Paradise is ours, boys.
Hey, you just keep them warm. You just keep them warm. We're gonna come soon, bro. Pause.
Pause.
Why am I so sus this episode?
Wow.
Guys, this is like next level.
Warm
I promise
and-
you I'm straight.
Not gonna lie, the boys had me questioning things on the weekend too.
One of those boys was definitely not.
Hey, these podcast
NPC.
masks, I don't know what they do
Hey.
to you, bro. They get on edge.
One of those boys was definitely not the NPC. That's for sure.
All right, Flaxy,
Not
take
even
it
a
away.
month.
We won. We won. We
Don't
found-
touch too much on it because I want you to keep it for your.
Yeah. We won at home. We did it, and we look. I said this game was more important and impactful for Penrith than majority of our games this year because we hadn't won at Combank, which was our new home ground this year, and we're versing Parramatta, whose whole gimmick was
Paradise.
Paradise is ours, it's ours, piss off. You know, it was that. We beat them. So we've won the mental game now. We now own. We verse the Tigers next week. So we kick out one home team. We kick out the next home team. Mate, Paradise, it's going to be Panther dice. I'm telling you right now.
He's rolling the dice.
Wait,
there.
oh, you
No,
versus the
it's going to be
Tigers this
Panther
week?
dice.
You versus the Tigers
We
this
verse the
week?
Tigers this week.
Oh, bro.
So And it's not even our home game. It's not our home game. So the best thing we can do for a mental win, a mental victory, we've beaten the Eels, we beat the Tigers, we change a Combank Stadium to Penrith Park.
How good is that
bro.
game?
I
How
love
good is
15th
that?
place. It's
How
about
good is that game, bro?
No, can we talk about that? That wasn't a 15th versus 17th game, by the
Bro,
way. That
Mitchell
was,
Moses and Nathan Cleary to back up from Origin, right? And
And
they
do
were
that
they
shit?
fucking played very good in Origin. They worked very hard in Origin, and they kicked well to play. Bro, it was like kick to kick to kick to. It was like, bro, for me that
Bro,
was like the best type of footy that I could watch.
They were out there. They were like trying to outdo each other. You know what I mean? Like it was like
Take this. No,
I'm
you take
better.
this.
No,
No,
I'm
you
better.
it
take
was like
this. No, I'm
Kobe
better.
v MJ, bro. They're just going at each other.
I love that, bro. That was so good.
much fun to watch. And this Super Sunday was a fucking Super Sunday.
The
alright?
first time it's been a
It
Super
was
Sunday in a long
hectic,
time.
bro. And look, I was talking to Flaxxy. I think Parramatta were the better team on the day.
I
And-
disagree.
And look,
They-
it was close, but Parramatta's attack looked really good at times.
their attack.
And can
Their
I just
attack was-
can I just say when Kartonga is running and not trying to beat Viliami Kikau and
good.
Feliti Mateo and trying to throw cutout balls and stuff, when he just runs,
Yeah, he did a tap on.
Wallah,
to
he's a
Fox. I was
machine,
like,
cuz.
what are you doing, bro?
Wallah, he's a machine when he runs. But
Even
I'm seeing
Yongi, you know Yongi, bro. Yongi's. I'm starting to like really.
I'm starting
I
to
had
like
him at the
him,
start
man.
of the season in Supercoach, and I let him go. But I was watching him
I
closely.
still got him.
But fuck me dead,
He's
bro.
my flex.
He's actually a gun, bro.
He's a
Wallah.
good player.
You know what,
Gun is the stretch. How
No,
old
I
is
think
he?
he's good.
20?
I think he's a gun.
2019?
Oh, I think he said,
He's
I
young.
think-
Is he
I thought he
20 or
said
19?
29.
Wow.
I was like,
So
29.
but he's young. He's very young.
He's looking good,
Bro,
dude.
he's gonna develop if he gets the right coaching under
I'm
Jason
telling you,
Riles.
like, as someone like obviously like big Panthers, but the Parramatta Eels have been going back and like they're finally getting in the form. Whatever changes they've made in the off season, it's
I think it's
finally
Mitch
starting
Moses
to
as
show.
well. I think it's Mitch.
21.
Mitch Moses being back as well. He's
21
21,
or young,
so
yeah.
he's still young though. Like he's going to lead that team like Gutho. He's going to take the reins like Gutho did, and he's going to be a weapon for them.
I've seen a definite like shift in the way they've been playing the last couple of weeks. I think they were just like I actually had them in my 8 at the start of the year. I was going back and looking at my 8 because I didn't think this was before Mitch Moses got hurt. I just thought the combination of him and Lomax was just going to generate a lot of points. And
Lomax, bro. He had
and-
so much carries that game as well.
Wallah, he's a machine, man. Zach Lomax is a fucking special player, bro. And like, it's good to see him publicly embrace the winger role. I think he's realised that
I think he just wanted to leave the Dragons
because, like, let's be real, he actually thought it was a centre. He actually thought it was a centre. Sometimes you gotta get shown up a couple of times before you realise you're
To
just
realise.
not him, man.
Yep.
Like, sometimes you just
You're
clapped.
him, but you're not him there.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Sometimes you're just going to be clapped in certain positions. A prop can't play on the wing, and Zach Lomax is a winger that can't play centre, or to a level anywhere close to him being on the wing. And I was actually impressed by the way they were playing, so I wanted to give them a little bit of a shout out. Our game against them is going to be a big test for them.
And for us as
and
well,
the
bro.
pressure's on us, bro. Pressure's on us to get the win, and obviously we've made some changes to the lineup, and we'll make some changes to the lineup for the Parramatta game, and the pressure's going to be on us, man. But I think we'll deliver. Now, you guys,
Mate, can I give a shout out to 2 players that I think had a great game? One, Bizarre, and not only off for his on-field stuff, but like off-field, bro. He such a legend. Came up to me. He remembered me. He was like, "Maluso," bro. Like I had so much genuine love.
That photo made me smile,
Bro,
bro.
you couldn't get the smile off my face, but on the field, he was an absolute weapon. He just tore up. And Tom Jenkins,
he played good.
if he got the ball a bit more off Casey McLean, he honestly scored
He's
2 tries.
starting to look a bit more mature. I remember his first
I
couple
agree.
games of the season. I was like, well, who is this guy, bro? And then watching McLean, I'm like, who is this guy too? This guy doesn't know how to pass, bro. You know what I mean? Now they're starting to look like they're getting more
McLean
confident.
still doesn't know how to pass.
Yeah,
That's
but
why they get him
there
a
was a
new
few-
controller.
I'm
There
talking
was a
about
few, his L1's broken.
His L1 is not working, bro. Not even his R1. He doesn't even offload. He just like run.
Yeah, but Jenkins looked good, bro. I think Ivan Cleary's gonna stick with him, and Bizzard's like a backup from Origin, because he had a big Origin. Like his run, his carries, he's like another prop, cause in the back.
I think in that last 20, he made like 60, 70 meters.
Bro, he just tumbles over people, gets through, breaks tackles, and then to come back and play that Battle of the West, which, cause that
It's
wasn't
not an easy
That
game.
wasn't a 15th versus whatever game.
And
That was a
That's just how tight the league is, bro.
Yeah, but
There's
that
just good
felt-
teams
but to me,
everywhere.
that felt
that's
to
a
me like
top 8 game.
yeah, that's a game like before the end of the season, you're trying to make top 8.
Yeah.
That's what it felt like. It didn't feel like a finals game. Maybe you can say
I just-
that.
teams
I've-
are locking in. That
Yeah,
felt
means
like a
you're
finals
locking
game.
in.
But
Yeah.
I have a feeling that this game will definitely benefit both Penrith and Para.
Yeah.
I think just off Origin, the feeling that those boys got off Origin, just feeling that win, just gave them enough motivation to sort of push them on the edge. Because I think Ivan said in the presser, he didn't want to have to feel like the Origin players had to play that game, but they felt like they had to because of the position we're in at this point of the season.
If I'm Ivan, I'm like, bro, he's not resting. Like, if you need a rest, obviously, if you're injured, but we need to win because, bro, what do you mean? We just won the premiership last year.
Yeah,
we're gonna finish bottom 4. Nah.
No.
And every game counts for you right now.
And I'm very interested to see not next week, but in a few weeks when we verse the Warriors, because we have Origin in Perth on the Wednesday, and then we verse Warriors in New Zealand on the Saturday. So it's going to be very interesting.
Why did Alamotti get dropped? I didn't know he got dropped until I started watching the game. Was he injured or did he just get dropped?
He just got dropped, and I don't know why.
Hold on, that's a bit slack.
Yeah, I think it is. I think he said it in the press. I can't really remember what he said, but I would have had him over Case him clean all day of the week. But I think I don't know what you do because as soon as Luke Garner comes back, I think he's going to just chuck Luke Garner into the centres, and then Alamotti might not even have a spot because if Jenkins keeps playing the way he's playing, he's not going to be dropped.
Because I'll play Alamotti.
You have Jenkins and Bizza, and then you got Targo, and then you got.
I don't think Garner comes back.
Garner comes back.
I won't.
Garner's been a gun for us.
Garner was the one that looks the best.
He's been our best.
Not at centre.
He's actually
Yes, at centre.
no, because he's yeah.
Mate, no, shut the fuck up. I saw that.
Nah, Garner's actually gone.
You're not slag.
I used to love Luke Garner.
I think Tom Jenkins getting picked over Alamotti is criminal considering he done
won
such
the
a good
grand
job
final.
last year.
I agree. I think Alamotti has been hard done by, but like we're at the point where Tom Jenkins is like he's playing so well that he's keeping his spot.
Me and Joe swap.
All right.
Joe, you want to sub me in? You want to tap me in? I've got a jet. Yeah. Big love.
Big love.
Up the Penrith Panthers.
Hey, can we clip that? That's the start of our podcast every time now. Again, Suey saying no. But yeah, I genuinely think it's.
Do you want Mitch to jump in? What do you want to do?
If you want to join, I'm happy to.
What
Mitch,
do you want to do?
you want-
Paper rocket?
No, you know what? I'll let you jump in.
We get Mitch to jump in.
He's here, you know. Might as well. He's better than him warming the pine, you know. Big Mitch.
Let's go, boys. Welcome.
What's going on, bro? Boys, this is Mitchell. He's recording a podcast with Flaxxy every week. He still doesn't have a name.
We don't have a name, but we're figuring it out. I was thinking like Panthers fan podcast, but
You can do better than that.
mate, the Panthers podcast.
We'll get there.
We'll get there.
We'll think of something.
We'll think of something.
We need
Especially not with this.
No,
This
we need
guy's fucking.
Yeah, I reckon Hecky Fred had some good little tidbits there, I reckon, for us. we got some stuff to work with.
The
Stuff to work on.
Centrelink podcast, mate.
Yeah.
We got.
It was Dole Bludgers, apparently.
The Dole Bludgers, right? That was funny as. I asked like my Instagram via story, and they were just sending me names. Some of them were so good, dude.
Let's go.
But
if you want to go back, as I just want to touch on, I think something that has gone unnoticed a little bit from Penrith on the weekend was how much Scotty Sorensen shored up that left edge.
Yes.
Like we were leaking points through there, and he was unbelievable on that left edge.
It was so good to see him back in the squad, man. It was so good.
dude, I was watching some games from you guys in 2021, the last couple of nights, and man, he was like a mainstay in that team, bro. He was a fucking machine.
He's just been injured.
He just
now.
keeps getting injured all the time. Bro, his physique is fucking incredible.
Yeah, he's a good
he's got
sort.
no fucking fat on him, bro.
Yeah,
He's
pause.
as lean as... He's a lean machine, bro.
Speaking of making me question things, he makes me question things.
Mate, that's the...
Wasn't he named sexiest man in rugby league
Nah,
or something?
Herbie keeps
Oh,
getting
Herbie
it, but
keeps
he
getting it.
should
He's
be.
up there, though.
How the fuck do you boys know that?
I voted for it.
It's not gay, boys.
It was my list.
Listen, man. Listen, I'd vote. I don't even know how I'd vote. Bunty.
Bunty.
No, it was a good win for you boys, man. I think desperately needed. Like any loss that you guys cop is gonna be fucking huge for your season. But then again, you're 1 win from the 8 now, right?
Well, technically still 2 because
The buys and shit.
the draw didn't. Yeah, from right now we are 3 points out from the 8. So, but that's we still got 2 buys. It's pretty.
I think these next few weeks are pretty important for us. We go Tigers this week, bye.
Yeah.
Then we go Warriors, Dogs, bye.
And
If
then
we can-
Para again.
and then Para again. If we can win 2 of those 3 in between the buys,
Yeah.
like I think it really.
I
should-
think the
Similar
win against the Tigers, like a win against the Dogs, I don't think is a loss against the Dogs. I don't think is as big of impact as it would be against the Tigers or
But
against
then
the
you have
Eels.
twice get 2 games against us. If you can,
I don't think we lose both games against you.
I think you like.
I think
'cause
it will
here's
go
the thing,
one way each
It's
way.
2 away games for you, whether you like it or not.
But there's chaos in Belmore, mate. Galvin's
mate,
come in.
it's good
mate,
chaos,
Mate, imagine letting Isaac Moses run your ship.
No, just one player. All right, one player is enough to sort out. All right, but one player's enough, bro. Listen, it's all right. Sometimes having a bit of Leb influence is not too bad, right?
Hey, yeah.
We know our stuff, bro. We know our stuff, bro. All right. And you never know. You never know. He might bring Mitch to the team one day, bro.
Yeah, to be fair, I think Mitch, if you want to put a bow on the Penrith game, I think Mitch summed it up best in the presser when he said Nathan carved us up. That's why he's the best.
Yeah, bro. That's fucking glaze, and he was better in Origin too.
Of course he was.
I
He's
mean,
the
I
best
was
player
fuck- I
ever.
was
Mate,
fuck-
he's the
man,
goat.
how was
Mate,
I?
he's the
Nathan
best player
Cleary's-
ever.
How am Relax. But he's getting up there.
Hang on.
Mate,
I got him above Kronk.
He's the goat.
Of course he's above
What
Kronk.
the fucking goat, bro?
He's the goat. He's going to retire an immortal, and
Going-
there is not
If
many
he
players.
snapped his leg now and retired, he wouldn't be the
yeah.
goat.
Yes, he would be.
No, he wouldn't.
4 comps in a row.
Nah.
Mate, you already say he's killed Origin. He's one test for Australia.
Yeah, there's
No,
fact
he's
that peop-
definitely done better in Origin than what people say.
yeah,
he's
people.
done.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah,
he
the
hasn't
fact that
done
he
it.
hasn't dominated in the Origin stage is bullshit. But the thing is the game, the series that he was amazing. He got stood up by Latron Turbo,
Maybe so.
and guys like Tedesco and shit. They were just amazing. So it just the attention and the spotlight goes away from Nathan. Doesn't mean Nathan was fucking not
Nathan-
amazing.
Nathan, if he was to snap his leg and retire right now, he would still be considered probably the GOAT.
I'm not saying he's the GOAT, bro. There's still players above him. I know he won 4 straight, and it's hard to do. But
It's hard to do.
if
It's never been
Hard
done.
to do. It never
No, it's
will, and
been
it'll never
done
be-
many times
It'll
before.
never,
Oh, by
it'll never
what?
be
The
done
Dragons
again.
in an 8-team comp
Fuck,
with
yeah,
the
but they
fucking
fucking
50s.
won 11 in a row, cuz.
Yeah,
That's
but
Yeah, in the
fucking-
50s in an 8-team comp when
All
there was
right.
no salary cap.
All right.
And there was no tackle count. It's a
All right.
different sport.
But then again,
It's a different sport.
If Latrell wasn't injured or suspended, you'd lose at least 2 of those. That I die by a hill.
Oh, please.
The competition you were up against was not that good compared to a lot of these other teams, bro.
Please.
The top teams were diluted. Overall, the league is great. From team 1 to team 17, the teams are fucking high quality. But the top teams are nowhere near as good anymore as they used to be back then. That's my opinion. And I'm still picking guys like Thurston, like guys like fucking Andrew Johns, guys like Cameron Smith, GI, all above him.
Can I ask you a question on the Jonathan Thurston bit?
Yeah.
So he won a comp at the Dogs playing off the bench, and Michael Morgan saved his career with that flick pass. If he didn't win a comp at the Cowboys, is he anywhere near that? Cleary's done that 4 times, and
And
he's
the
been
only,
the best player on the
and the
field
only
twice.
reason they won is because Ben Hunt dropped the ball.
Yeah, but it doesn't. You got to create your own luck, bro.
Yeah, you do, but
Like, cause
he also
you versus the fucking Broncos team that just had a fucking meltdown at the same time as well, right?
please.
I know Nathan stepped up, but I watched that grand final
Hey,
recently too.
Critter,
That
Critter
first
stepped up, brother.
Critter was fucking cracked, cuz 2 line dropouts. The guy was a machine. They
And a
couldn't
try.
tackle him, cuz.
Well, he- try.
That try was incredible.
That not only that try, but he actually
But
created.
then, but then I counter that Critter argument with Critter then leaves and then you win again.
yeah,
That's
clear.
with Nathan,
You
right?
know why? Because number 7's the goat.
No, he's a gun, but he's not the guy.
he's the GOAT.
Just doesn't have as much aura as Andrew Johns had.
Come on,
Andrew
mate.
Johns was on fucking pingers and shit, and was fucking the
Nathan
best
Cleary
player
was
in
on
the world,
TikTok,
bro.
mate. Andrew Johns was never on TikTok.
He was passed out. All right, listen, mate. Like Hello Sports said, the only man ever to truly tame a Steeden was Andrew Johns, bro. Andrew Johns is the best player ever. Nathan can be like that one day, and even Andrew Johns would admit it. But there's still a lot more of his career left to go.
Okay, what's he got to do then?
Just keep being great.
Okay.
It's that simple.
So
His
if
longevity.
we win 3-0, he gets player of the series.
No. If he wins another one in 5 years' time, I'm putting him in those conversations.
In the comp, another
If
comp.
he wins another one,
What about this year?
If we win a comp this year,
if you miss the 8 this year, it is going to tarnish his legacy. That's the thing. With JT and all of these other guys, they played a full career and had their good moments, and they had the moments that tarnished their legacy as well. Nathan still has a long way to go and still has a lot of potential legacy tarnishing to do, brother. That's the thing. That's why I'm not gonna early crow here, cuz the race is won when you finish the race, not halfway through, bro. He's still halfway through his race, bro.
And that's why he's so good.
Yeah, he's fucking done. He's the GOAT. If we're looking at players at 27, how
say,
old is he? 27?
27. So if you
He's
look
the
at
GOAT of
trajectory-
27-year-olds, all right, in terms of their careers and accolades and everything like that. But he still doesn't have a Dally M because of a TikTok video.
Bullshit,
And
by the
'cause
way.
of you know what I mean? It's bullshit, I know, but he still doesn't have a Dally M.
How's he going in the Daily M race this year?
He's not winning this. He's not winning this year.
Metcalf's leading it.
Yeah.
But but in terms of body of work, if he retired tomorrow, his body of work.
He's top 10 all
Yeah.
time.
Okay.
I have him above Kronk. Because I just feel like Kronk only won with the best of the best teams ever. I don't think he could go into a team like that fourth Penrith team and turn them into a title winner.
Can I ask you a really personal question?
Yeah.
Do you have him above Lachy Lewis?
Of course I fucking love Lockie Lewis. I fucking love Lockie Lewis. We've got our Lockie Lewis regen in the NRL right now. We're going to talk about him in the next game. Hugo Savala, Lockie Lewis regen. I fucking miss Lockie Lewis, and I wish that speaker never existed, mate. Because, man,
Of
him
all
and
things to
Matt
get
Burton
sacked
would have been
from.
cracked together, lad.
Of all things to get sacked from, bro.
Bro, he would have been a gun next to Matt Burton. I'll die on that fucking hill, bro. He retired Sam Burgess with a fucking shot, bro. Nobody talks about it. But, boys, enough glazing Nathan Cleary and Penrith. And we'll go on to the next game. The last game of the round, which was actually a cracker as well. The Roosters and Raiders. Because the Raiders are fucking mad this year, bro.
Legit.
But even the Roosters, man, when they get Sam Walker, they're going to be a problem.
Yeah, I agree. I think Raiders have been overperforming this year, but like they're getting to the point where you just can't deny them. They haven't had a bye yet this year. In round 15 is their first bye, so that means in 11 rounds they will have 3 byes, and they're still well and truly in the top 4. If they don't finish in the top 4, that's a failed season. I'd be more shocked than.
It's not a failed season because I had them at I don't even remember.
Everyone had him at the spoon.
I saw James Graham did. James Graham
I'm
had him at
never
the spoon.
I'm never putting a Raiders team in a spoon ever.
No.
Right, my spoon was the Dolphins.
I want to know where I have them.
But I think I had them towards the bottom because I just didn't see where their points were going to come from. But that's clear to see where their points are coming from right now.
Their hooker rotation in their middle, like
cracked.
Starlo's been unbelievable. I think this year he's been one of the best hookers. Owen Pattie on the weekend was great.
They would have lost without him.
Yeah, their forwards are unbelievable in the middle there. Hudson Young's the
You had
best
him
player
16.
in the
I
comp.
had him 16, bro.
16.
16.
No, it's
Hudson Young's the best player.
Bro,
in the comp.
I don't know why the fuck they got Jaden Brady, and I rate Jaden Brady, but
Back up, bros.
back
He'll
up
be in
to
his
the
World
backup to the backup. They must be paying more than the minimum for a player like that, bro. I feel like there'd be a number of clubs after him. It's like they signed him so that other teams can't have him. Because I don't see where his place is going to be unless Ricky has plans to move one of these guys into like a forward position. But I really don't see that either. I just think they didn't realize the type of player they had on their hands in Owen Pattie. I didn't think they were going to see his progression happen this quickly. And he's fucking, man, I just really rated him. And he kicked a 40-20 on the weekend. And they just looked really good when he was on the field, man. And that was a game where they needed all they could get from all of these other players because they didn't have their best player, in my opinion, Jamal Fogarty. I think that in my mind, I tipped the Roosters once I realised he was out because you don't think that they would function without him because his kicking game is so important. It's like Matt Burton and our team. Like, their kicking game is nowhere near the same as it usually is. But Sanders, is it Saunders?
Sanders,
he's done a fucking really good job on the weekend, man. And all credit to him, bro. He kept them afloat yesterday, bro. It was the last night. He done a really good job. I haven't really seen too much of him, but it was, I think, them letting Fogarty go was a vote of confidence in Ethan's corner from Ricky and the coaching staff, and he let everybody know that he's probably going to be that 7 guy next year.
I was going to say, now that we've seen what it's like without Fogarty in the team, obviously they did major comeback. They were down quite a bit, but do you think that they will see a similar success without Fogarty?
I think long term, no, but it's the fact that they've got a player who's very young, they've got a 7 now that's young. Paddy's young. they're entering that position, that transitional period now where, look, they can compete this year, no problems. They can probably compete next year, but when some of these older guys start getting phased out a little bit, like your Papali'is and stuff, they're already getting ready for the next stage so that they don't have to go through a long rebuilding period. It's going to be a short period.
Yeah, just off the back of that, like to touch on what you were getting at with Fogarty, I think Sanders has a much higher ceiling long term than what Fogarty does. So I think it's a much better fit just overall, which is exactly what you just said, Fred. But like obviously, man, they're in that win now mentality. So if Fogarty can go there and hopefully help. Well, actually not from a Penrith fan, hopefully not, but hopefully help them win. And then I think Sanders is going to grow with that young core and like how good's Ethan Strange? He's even not the best young six in the comp. He's a superstar. I'm going to get him here.
It's tight. I think ball in hand Lachy's better, but fuck the one like Strange is Strange and Katoa, one of the few young players that I've seen that can fucking defend soundly.
He's tough, bro.
Like tackle hard as a young half. Yeah. Like that's the one thing that Lachy is sort of lacking a little bit, that defensive aptitude to just
I'll tell
fucking
you know
smash
who's
a
got
cunt.
both? Blaze.
Blaze is not like that.
Blaze to like, mate. He's
How good was he on the weekend?
There are
You think
times
they're
where
going to retire an immortal? Just
Hey,
wait.
there are times where Blaze is defending. I think the guy's name is Blaze.
You watch him on the weekend?
I watched him on the weekend, but I also watched him a lot last
He's just
year.
been improving.
I
Man.
love Blaze, man.
In Ivan we trust.
You know, Ivan.
Hey man, I told you from the beginning he should have been the starting fucking six, not
the
this
fact
Jack
that we just
Cole
kept moving
cunt.
him around.
Fucking
Jack.
Jack fucking cold. He plays like he's cold, mate. Like in a bad way. Then fucking Brad Schneider. Do I even need to say anything about that bloke? It should have been Blaze from the beginning, but Blaze ain't no good. He's not a good defender, bro. He can be good at times, all right, but he's not.
He just needs to build a bigger body.
He just needs time. There are very few 18-year-olds, 19-year-olds, 20-year-olds that can tackle in the spine positions, like besides hooker, of course, right? But like they're like fans in general are just very, very hard on young kids when it comes to their defense. Like, bro, they're fucking kids, bro. You know what I mean? Like, all last year, all I heard was Blaze can't tackle. I'm like, bro, you don't look at it. You don't judge a young player based on if they can tackle. But when they can tackle, it means a fucking lot for their development because it means they can focus a lot more on the attacking side of the game because then they have to become elite defenders they already are. Strange is legitimately a fucking elite defender at the 6th position. Katoa is a damn good defender at the 7th position as well. It's rare to find players with those traits, and you can already see the next generation of Blues players coming through.
Oh,
bro.
100%.
And Locky's one of them. Because Lachy has things that you can't teach, bro.
Well, did you see? So we've obviously both done the fan bunker. The very first one I did with Loz, that was before you were on the next one.
Yeah.
The very first one I did, I asked him what he wanted to see from the halves in the first few weeks of the season. Like obviously he had Luai, Moses, Cleary. The fourth name he mentioned, Lachlan Galvin. He said he's a smoky.
What, like for early?
This year.
Yeah,
he was like, if there's injuries and he impresses me, I'm looking at Galvin.
Well, he was fucking incredible last year on a team that has no offensive talent whatsoever. Like if you look at them out wide, especially last year, man, besides Toa, they just really did not have a lot of talent out wide. And again, it's a similar situation now. That's why I think if you chuck him on that right side of the Dogs, and look, he's not the best defender in the whole world, but again, not many 18, 19-year-olds are. But it's going to be a hell of a lot easier to defend when you have Jacob Preston on your inside and fucking Critter on your outside, bro. It makes things a hell of a lot easier for you on both ends of the ball. Because he doesn't have to do too much. He doesn't have to work hard to put on a platter for these guys. He just needs to get them the ball, and the half's going to get all the credit all the time, bro. And that's the one problem that I have with Toby is like there are times where I'm absolutely losing my mind because he's not passing Critter the ball. Halftime, for the halftime of that Canberra Raiders game, I'm telling you, he had 2 runs, Crichton. I spent the whole halftime crying that all we have to do is give the ball to Stephen Crichton against Sebastian Chris and just let him cook, and we'll win this game, or at least make it close. And that's exactly what we did. Because you got to, and I know Serrato's really good at making adjustments because you look at where that weak point is in that Raiders team. I think Sebastian Chris defensively is who you have to try and isolate one-on-one. Manly did it and had some incredible success. Like Garrick scored 4 tries against Sebastian Chris, and it just didn't look like he had anything to do, like anything he could do. Whereas I think Sebastian will keep getting better as a player and will get that side of his game like the defensive side of his game, I think he'll improve it a lot. But yeah, Sebastian Chris, just try and get him in one-on-one situations, and I think fucking built a million bombs to Kyle Weeks because he's shown time and time again that guy cannot catch a high ball under pressure. And against the Dogs, multiple drop balls. Against Manly, multiple drop balls. What do you know? Bird and Fogarty putting up massive kicks. Like, if they verse you guys or if they verse Parramatta, I'm expecting them to absolutely target the fuck out of Kyle Weeks with bombs. Because, like, if you watch half of their season's worth of game film, you can tell that they have a problem dealing with kicks overall, and they have a problem, like, when Sebastian Chris is isolated one-on-one. And Toby, the problem with Toby is, like, he just doesn't, it's like he can't identify that on the field. Like, and I just feel like Lachlan can. And Lachlan can just play with his head up, and just, if something changes split second, he can change split second. And that's the problem I got with Toby. He just, like, if something changes split second, he just gets tackled. It doesn't, there's nothing comes from it, and that's fourth tackle wasted. But yeah, and I look, I see that with Sanders a little bit, like, and Strange. I feel like that's that perfect balance. Like, Strange plays with his head up, and I think he's only going to get better and better because he doesn't have to focus on his defensive side of the game anymore. And he is one of the best young sixes in the comp, bro.
He is. Looking at that
He's a strange man.
give it give it a few years, man. That Raiders 6 and 7. If they build around that, that's scary.
That's what they're doing.
Speaking of good young halves, though, what about how good Sandon and Hugo are playing? Like, would you sign DCE?
I think, bro, honestly, I think they are. I think DC is probably already gone.
Yeah, I agree.
And I think that's going to make Sandon go.
Yeah.
Because Savala has played in other positions before. I could see the Sandon going to Parramatta or the Cowboys, me personally, because I think he is off
Queensland.
Is he off contract at the end of the year, Joey?
Who is?
Sandon Smith. I actually think he is off contract.
No, not this year.
Is it?
He's definitely got one more year.
If he's got one more
But
year,
I
then
think they're going to try and he's
probably going to get
shocked.
an early. He's probably going to get
He's
shocked.
not going to sit New South Wales Cup for a year.
No, and
He's under contract at the end of 2026.
Yeah.
yeah, okay. So I think he'll probably get an early release.
Where's he go,
mutually. Yeah, I think Parramatta have a fucking hole at 6, man.
True.
And the Cowboys, they don't even know what they're doing with their 7, bro.
That's also
Cowboys
true.
are in fucking shambles.
And the Titans too, bro. They love signing players from the Roosters. No, I'm not even kidding. Well, they've got Sam Verrills, Isaac Liu in the same off season, right?
I've got a smoky for you. What about the Broncos?
With the like,
Ezra Mam.
They got Ezra Mam. They got Adam Reynolds.
Reynolds has done it.
He's going to extend one more year.
Why? Why would they do that? Why would he do that? I know
Because-
their roster's great, but they're stinking.
But then they got Kobe White, who's just way better. I think he's better than Sandon Smith.
Fair. Okay.
I think that's the future of the club, bro. And I think that's why
Touche.
they get a lot of benefit if they keep Adam Reynolds there, because that's one more year of Adam Reynolds, of Kobe White being the understudy to Adam Reynolds, and that's what he is. We're going to see him in under-19s Origin in a couple of weeks, and I just cannot wait to see him again because he's a fucking damn good player, bro. He was injured after that game last year, but Kobe, I think that's the future of that team. That's why I don't think Sandon will sort of go to a team like that. But the Cowboys,
They have a lot of.
they
holes
don't
there.
even. They have no trust. They just don't know what they're doing. Like they just keep chopping and changing their halves. Jake Clifford didn't do anything to get
Played well.
dropped. He was playing well, cuz, and they just got I don't want old mate in the centers anymore. Go play. You know. Go
play
young Purdue. Go play in the 6, bro.
He's a king, but Purdue.
He's gone.
I
They're
love
gone.
watching that kid play.
He's so much. He's just
and
natural.
Fletcher Sharp are my two favourite non-Panthers at the moment.
Because they just fucking they glide, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they just play what's in
So
front of
many
them.
young guns now that you think about it. Like the future of the NRL is going to be really.
And Kobe White is the next young gun in line, bro. That's why I don't think they'll get him. But I think Parramatta and Sandon would be a really good fit. Because he runs, he's good, man.
Yeah. What about South?
Yeah, I guess what they got Cody, they got fucking the 7 is Humphreys now.
I'm just thinking book of feuds. That'd be
Lewis Dot.
Yeah, because then they got too much money tied up in halves. Because
Yeah.
when's Cody off at the end of next year, right?
potentially, but like I was thinking more because I think they signed Humphreys initially as a 9. Actually, they've got Cheese now too.
But
so
now
that
they've
won't
got
happen.
Cheese
Yeah, that
and
won't happen.
Mamazelos is
Yep.
like Wayne loves Peter, loves him.
Cody Walker's off contract at the end of this year.
Oh,
Who?
Cody Walker.
but I reckon they'll extend him one more year for cheap, bro.
Well, they can't give him 2 because they made that rule.
Yeah. But no one else is going to give Cody 2 either, bro.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, look, there's a lot of options for a guy like Sandon. I think even the Dragons are potentially an option, bro. But King Tonga looked good on the weekend.
He did, and they got Atkinson coming too.
Yeah.
You probably want to touch more on the game, but did you see who was in the Roosters box?
No.
Joey Manu.
Oh yeah, I saw him go
Manu,
downstairs.
Yeah.
He's probably coming home, isn't he?
Yeah. I reckon.
Because they got
This
just bags
surely
and
not this year.
bags and bags.
Because when
of
do
money.
they have to sign him by? That you have to have your top
June
30 locked in
30.
by June 30.
They've got
so
roster spots though.
4 weeks. They got roster spots.
They got
and
4 weeks to
And
get
he's,
it sorted.
and he's just gone and
maybe
earned $3 million in 6 months.
and maybe they're
Ridiculous.
maybe they're just okay. Fuck you, cheese. Fuck you, Tom Yum soup. Who else wants to cut? Because they want fucking Joey Manu. Now it's all falling into place, bro.
The Roosters, they're fucked.
Are they a smoker to win the comp?
Fuck no.
The 8?
Yeah, I have them in my
They'll be
8
the eight,
still.
they'll be in the eight.
I've never at any point said they're not going to make the 8.
They've been so weird this year, man. Like they're winning games they shouldn't. They're losing games they shouldn't. Like, realistically, they shouldn't. They should have beat the Raiders.
Yeah.
They should.
How about that Daniel Tupou thing, bro?
Oh man, he was like.
I understood it because technically, he got tackled and his ball carrying arm was on the ground, but then the guy fell off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he didn't
So
know
he's
whether or
looking
not
at
he
the
was
ref,
tackled.
bro. He doesn't want to blow away a penalty.
It's also, but you can imagine he's ran 80 metres or whatever he ran, 60 metres. And
He's out of gas.
then got tackled.
Yeah.
He's gassed, and he's trying to remember the rules. Like half the time, we don't know the rules half the time.
Yeah.
The bunker doesn't know
Remind
the
me of
rules.
that.
Yeah.
What was it? Oh, who was it? It was
Shout out to
Dolphins.
Ashley Klein that actually telling him to go.
Yeah, put the
score
ball
try.
down.
Yeah, who? It reminds me of that. Who was it? That Dolphins player. That he was like 5 meters from the line. Was it Kafusi or no?
No, it was a winger.
Who was it? But he's gone. He's 5 meters out from the line. He's gotten tackled, and then he's just stood sat there, and then he's gotten tackled.
Yeah, his controller died.
Yeah, his controller. I can't remember.
It wasn't a Sarko. Oh, Junior Tupou.
Yeah.
I think it was Junior Tupou. Nothing junior about him, mate.
So
Yeah.
yeah. Do you want to go on the tips?
We'll
or
go
do
to
we
the
have
tips.
anything
Shout
else
out to
we
the
want to say?
Raiders. Look, the Roosters, they should have won that game, but they just faded. I don't know how they lost that game, but overall, a really good Sunday of games.
Yeah, mate.
It was.
That
Hagen was
should have
having
been
3
Saturday.
Fuck, that was
That
good.
should have
Yeah,
been
but,
Saturday. But like it was. I don't think we've had a.
but even the Saturday games are good. The only bad game there was the fucking first game. And I made an executive decision not to watch that game. Just like I made an executive... I did watch the game, but... and look, Telstra made an executive decision to just start fucking with my internet. So, listen, Telstra guy, man...
Well, can we get a sponsor from another
yeah,
internet
Aussie
company?
broadband, bro,
broadband.
please, cuz. I'm true blue Aussie, even though for some reason there were people saying that I'm not Aussie. After I was celebrating the Blues win. Can you make it make sense? I was born in Randwick Hospital. I didn't leave the country until I was 15. How am I not Aussie?
Is that why you support the Roosters?
I don't support the Roosters. My mum goes to the Roosters because she liked Willie Mason and followed him. I still haven't told him yet. I don't know. All right, tips, bro.
That's it. So we got the Thursday night clash, the Knights versus the Manly Seagulls at McDonald Jones Stadium.
Now, as much as I don't want to stream or watch this game, I'm going to be watching it. And I'm going to be streaming it because I realize I've not made content for a Manly game in like 5 weeks straight. Just all by coincidence. So I'll be watching this game. I'm going to go with Manly 13+. But the way Manly have been going, they'll end up losing this one because they're just so inconsistent.
What about yourself?
I'll go Manly 1-12, just because I'll need to be different. Because I was going to say 13+, but I'll say 1-12. Turbo's back. I think they.
Is he back, but they said he's going to a captain's run.
He had a cork, man.
Yeah,
He had a Dwight York.
Yeah, but mate, it's fucking Turbo.
True.
It's
Did we watch Lehigh last week?
Yeah, he's gone.
I'm happy with Manly. I think I went all in. I said the Knights would win last week after they touched our reserve grade team up, but I'll go Manly.
Yeah, Knights. The draw put them on a Thursday again. You know, Kalen Ponga's probably not going to play, and it's going to be
yeah, standing his
everyone. Yeah, it's going to be everyone else's fault. So give me Seagulls 13+.
How long's AOB got left?
This game, if he loses this game,
I'm not praying on his downfall, but
come on, bro. I think Newcastle fans are, and I was at Magic Round. Even the most loyal
We thought they were done then. He was done then. That was 4 weeks ago.
Fuck me dead,
I
bro.
love how he's probably already touched on this when I wasn't there, but how he blamed the draw but the only reason they beat us is because of the draw.
Yeah.
But you weren't complaining that week.
Yeah.
Complaining about the draw is insane.
But yeah, I think he has to be. He probably will stay the rest of the year, but if they want to keep Ponga, they're going to have to get rid of him. It's going to be an ultimatum that they're going to have to make. Friday, 6 p.m. Storm versus the Cows at Amy Park. Give me the Storm 13 plus. They did not. I mean, you know what? No, give me 1 to 12 because they have been good, but they haven't even been good. They've been mediocre. They should have been winning. They should have won 13 plus against the Titans. They have been terrible. They lost the game before that. This is a game they should win, and they should win well, but the way they've been going, Storm have just been so inconsistent. So.
Yeah, I think they're going to blow the Cowboys out of the water in this game. I'm actually thinking that, surely this is the week that Will Warbrick's back because we really haven't heard nothing about his injury.
Galvin was asked in the presser about that. He said he's still a long way away.
Yeah,
Isn't it concussion?
He's in Disneyland, man. He's probably not good.
But I thought he's actually in Disneyland. That's bad.
He doesn't know what day it is.
I'm still rolling with.
He's like Flaxxy. He doesn't know what day it is.
I'm still. Oh yeah, there you go. There we go, man.
This text message is bullshit, bro.
Hey, voice message number 1, and I'm going Melbourne 13 plus still.
Yeah, I think Melbourne dry track, Amy Park. Melbourne say less.
8 p.m. Dolphins and Dragons at Suncorp. This is a tough one.
I'm gonna go Dragons 1 to 12 because our team hasn't won. Queensland team hasn't won in Suncorp in the last 8. So I'm going to just pick the Dragons to keep it rolling.
I reckon they're going to break the hoodoo. I reckon Dolphins 13 plus.
Yeah, Dolphins 1 to 12, I think. Yeah.
Go on, Dragons. Come on, JC. Horde.
I don't know. There's no one. Is there any significant outs for this game?
No.
Like, obviously, it's Monday, so we don't know. Sharks and the Wars on the Saturday at Shark Park.
Up the Wars. 100% Wars. Wars will touch them up. The Sharks have been underwhelming for me. They have shown spurts, but the fact that they don't have any outs for rep footy, they don't really have any injuries at the moment. Like, I think the Warriors, I understand Barnett's out. Fisher's back, though. Bunty's back. And I think...
We don't know yet, but yeah.
I think I think
Made this man smile.
I think the Met Goat's torching it at the moment, so...
Yeah.
Met Goat versus his old team, but I'm actually going to go with the Sharkies on this one, 1 to 12. But it's always a good game when these two versus each other.
It's a great.
But I just think fresh off the bye, and Fanua Blake's, he's got some well-needed rest. He was in a sling for 2 weeks just to help with his recovery, just to make sure he's fresh and everything. I think he was having an AC joint problem. I think I'm going to back the Sharks to win this one 1 to 12.
Yeah, give me Sharks 1 to 12 here. I think, they haven't been they've been inconsistent, but this is the week off for that, so they will win this game.
Yeah,
because they lost to the Roosters, so
Yeah, fair.
they had the bye, so now it's time for them.
One of my good mates who's a massive hectic Fred fan, loves the Doggies, plays for the London Broncos actually. Shout out Connor. He was at the Sharks when Metcalf was playing 20s, and he reckons that before he broke his leg, he was 2 yards quicker than he is now. And look how quick he is now.
Yeah, he's a rocket. Bro, even when he came out of the gates for the Sharks, bro, I think his first try for the Sharks was I was mesmerized by how fast this motherfucker was. Just off the mark. He's lightning quick acceleration, bro. But man, a lot of players, they cop injuries like that when they're young and they have to adapt.
Yeah.
Lukey's one of them, bro.
He's torching it now.
Yeah,
He's torching it big time. Might actually win the Dally M
I hope so.
in his first full season.
Hopefully a New Zealander doesn't
Do you reckon
actually
he'll
get robbed this
do you reckon
time.
he'll get ahead of Blaze?
Yeah, only because Blaze missed the first 7 weeks. Or however long it was.
All right. Broncos versus the Titans at Suncorp.
Who cares?
I could actually see the Titans winning this fucking game.
I'm going the
It's
Titans.
so bad that I can actually see this happening because they usually get them too.
Yeah.
And at Suncorp as well, of all places, they usually get them. So
I swear, Broncos, if you fucking lose this game, I'm going to be so upset.
Yeah.
I'm going to be so upset, bro. I'm going to back the Broncos. I'm going to back... Well, Reece Walsh should be back this week, right?
you would fucking hope
You'd
so.
have to assume...
4 to 6 weeks. It's been 6 weeks. Sure.
Yeah, man, I just got to go with Broncos here.
Yeah, give
1
me
to 12.
1 to 6, bro. Broncos are 1 to 6 because
Give me the Titans 13 plus.
Yeah, fuck, man. This has Titans win written all over it, but I'm going against the grain.
Watch. I'm a New South Wales fan. Just to preface, watch Tino own the middle of this game.
Yeah. That'll be insane.
It's going to be good, but...
That's such a shit game. Raiders versus the Rabbitohs. This is actually a good game.
13+ Raiders.
2 p.m. at GIO.
13. I'm going to go Raiders 1-12 because no one's beating... they just always find a way to avoid losing 13+, this Rabbitohs team, eh?
But they are versing the Raiders, who are now celebrating John Publi's most capped ever Raiders.
300th game.
Actually?
300 game. Oh, 319, sorry.
And
Oh,
Starling comes back too.
And then it's like 2 of their players having a milestone game.
Yeah, but fuck, we beat him when he played his 300th, didn't he? Did he play his 300th against us?
Yeah.
And we beat him.
Yeah. But
Broke the 80 hoodoo.
yeah,
But no, I'm going to go Raiders.
The place will be rocking.
Raiders, I'll go Raiders 13+. That Viking club's going to go crazy.
they are
I'm going 18+.
18 plus. I'm gonna go 13 plus. I think the Raiders gonna. When are they gonna get a new stadium? They need to get a new stadium, but
Nah, there's no real people there, just paid actors.
it'll be insane game. I can't
Bring
wait to
that
see.
guy back, bro.
Sunday we got one game. Oh no, we got 2 games. Sorry, 4 p.m. West Tigers versus Panthers. Mate, we're gonna own Combank Park. It's gonna be, but that's what we're gonna. It's not even gonna be a stadium. It's gonna be Combank Park because it's gonna be Panthers Park.
Bro, we got 2 mega Western Sydney clashes in the same day. Within 2 days.
each other.
2 days. It is gonna be insanity.
It's Luai against the boys.
It's the first time too.
Yeah,
First
bro.
time live versus
Yeah.
Cleary's
I
gonna
love you,
want-
Romy. I
Yeah.
absolutely love you, Romy. But it's a Penrith game.
It-
The boys are doing it. Look at the
It's-
confidence that I think the boys have.
God off Origin.
Out of the Origin game, the
In-
way they played. Look at Nathan on the weekend, and then look at the progression. As I said, Sorensen short up that left hand side. I think IPAP's back.
That would be good
Yeah.
to see. Hopefully, Luke
Patea's
Garner. I
on-
think Garner might be back as well off
Yeah.
concussion.
Patea's undroppable. He's outstanding.
Tigers 13+, bro.
Yeah, you're a fucking idiot. Can we?
I'm backing my
Clip
boy.
that.
Clip
I'm
that.
backing my boy Jerome. I'm going Tigers to win 1-12, and I'm going a smoky Brett Naden try, bro.
Hopefully, we can get some
Back row Brett Naden.
Hopefully, we can get some insight. Maybe after a League of Legends games, what do you think?
Bro, mate, trust me, mate. I've already asked him.
What's his
Circled on his calendar, brother.
Circled
No,
on
I
his-
have not spoken to him. I've not spoken to him about this game, but and if he has, I wouldn't tell you because I don't. That what happens in these chats stays in these chats, right?
Oh, we know.
All right, but shout out to Jerome Luai. He's gonna will his team to victory, and they're gonna give you some
gonna
trouble,
get
mate.
willed
This
off
is
the
gonna be the annual, and it pretty much is annual at this point. Tigers win against Penrith.
It is, yeah, you're right.
It's fucking
not a
every
Bathurst.
year.
It's not
Every
gonna
year,
happen.
Once a year, bro. Whether it's Leichhardt, Bathurst, fucking fascist, fucking Tigers in one, bro.
We haven't spoke about IPAP playing against his old side either.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, because
And Garner.
he didn't spend long enough there.
Taruva.
Fuck.
This isn't gonna be a
This is
gun.
the Panther Tiger, mate. All right?
Oh,
This is
like the
the
dogs
battle
can
of
talk.
the battle of
Yeah.
the cats.
Because the dogs
Yeah.
can talk.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, everybody says
The
we're the
Canterbury
Panther
breaks
dogs.
down Panthers.
Yeah,
mate.
but not anymore, bro. Eels and Tigers both
you know
have more
what?
Penrith players than we do.
You know what?
They got Brett Naden.
Every team can
Matt Purden.
every team can hate on us, but where would you be without us?
Exactly.
Like where would the Wars be without
Look,
us?
if the Tigers win a comp this year, the Bulldogs win a comp, then basically we should just get the trophy
where
because
would
it's
they be
our.
without us?
Well, then that just hurts Nathan Cleary's legacy, but get fucking done,
Let's
bro.
start talking about LeBron's legacy. Para 13
And
plus.
what's the last game, Flax?
Monday, King's birthday, 4 p.m. Accor Stadium. Dogs versus the Eels. Give me Eels 18 plus.
No,
I think the Eels absolutely kill them because
there's a cancer in the
Gal-
walls.
He's
Gal-
coming off the bench, by the way.
Is he?
He's gonna come off the bench.
Galvin's
gonna
going
sell him
to.
on
Bro, you're not
Supercoach
gonna. Definitely do not buy him in Super.
I've already got him. I need to get rid of him.
Oh, you held on to him all this time. As soon as he left, I changed him for Dewey, and then that didn't last long. But Kaz, this is gonna be the pressure's on us, but I think we will deliver. If they struggle to beat Penrith, they're gonna really, really, really struggle to beat us.
Clip that, please, for when we play.
Clip this all day. Clip this all day, mate. Clip all of it. It's going to be I think it's going to be like a 20-plus Dogs win.
I'm going Para Mitchell Moses field goal.
We've already been through this before in 2017. It's not happening again. I remember I went live on Facebook because that's what I used to do back in the day. And I'm telling you, the extra time live
He is
was...
old, isn't he?
The extra time live was about 20 seconds. Like, I went live and then Moses was like on the 40 and this ended up at the 20 and kicked it. I was like, oh, that's it for the day, boys. See you later. But yeah, no, I think it's going to be a commanding win by the Dogs. And wouldn't it be nice to see Lachy come off the bench and get a try, bro? Because I really think we're rolling. Like, Toby's played his last game for the Dogs, in my opinion. I think it will be Matt Burton, Bailey Hayward, and then Galvin 14.
Wow.
I think...
I think the running was
the
on
Dogs,
the wall.
I think this is going to be the one game where the Dogs just fuck up and they don't win. And it is a field goal type of game. And then you have all those people talk shit. But then... it will slowly start working, and once the
you also have to understand that this crowd is going to be
I was gonna
potentially
say,
bigger than the Good Friday crowd.
Do you think it is going to be bigger?
I don't think it's going to be 7, like, because we were damn near. How many people were at the 60? I think we're going to get at least 60. At least 60.
Are you going?
Of course I'm going. I wouldn't miss this game for ages. Like, I missed
It
the
used to be-
first
it used to
one
be the
knowing
King
that I'd
Gutho
beat this
show.
one.
Yeah.
This guy.
Gutho
last year they
show.
got
King's
belted.
birthday, yeah.
And he dropped the ball and they called it fucking offside. But no King Gutho, and but Lomax is gonna have a fucking historic performance again for this to be close.
And I think he does.
Yeah, but we'll still win. He had one in when we didn't have.
He's only
half our
jumping
team.
over Montoya.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but he still lost. But they still lost. Don't diss Marcelo, mate. I don't accept Marcelo Montoya hate, bro.
No, I love his
I'll throw
podcast.
hands with anybody that talks shit about him. Bro.
I love his
That
podcast,
is the most.
bro.
That is the most South American name in the world, cuz. It's
Marcelo.
Marcelo Montoya, bro. That's a sick name.
So, talk me through Hayward starting at 7.
I'm telling you, it's gonna happen. He's
Yeah,
a gun 7. I think
He's a good player, yeah.
I think he's better than Toby.
I reckon he's more Lebo than us too.
Yeah, 100%. He's dating my cousin.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm not even kidding.
Oh,
Like,
There you go.
I don't know her personally, but I know she's my cousin because the family's so big. He was
So-
at my. He was
I
at
feel like
my.
I'm- I feel like
He
I'm
was at
watching
my
Borat.
family picnic. Bailey Hayward.
My
was
wife.
Hey, Bailey Hayward was at my family picnic, but I was so scared that I buckled. I didn't even.
Bro,
go
I
talk
tell you,
to him.
this guy is the biggest. Like, he buckles under pressure.
Not
And-
anymore, but
No,
when it
still
comes to
every ball.
when it comes to the NRL players, I never want to. I feel like I'm bothering them.
Yeah.
So I just don't even. Half the time I don't even go up, right? But now that I've worked with some of them, and I realize they're just fucking regular blokes, like I'm out of my own head.
You're telling me if Matt Burton comes up to you, you're not gonna.
Cause I have.
You're not gonna buckle under.
He told Josh Reynolds to his face he wanted to, after his debut, he wanted to sell him.
No, I did not say sell him. I just said I remember him fucking lose us the game that was in balance against the Raiders.
Mate,
and then I went back.
it's on
and
camera.
I watched the penalty. I went back and
After.
watched the game because it was the most Josh Reynolds penalty ever. It was just a rage penalty. And I'm like, that's why I was pissed. Because I didn't know this cunt was the grub. He was just some random NPC junior that we had, bro. And then he's doing this when we're losing by 6 in a close game. But shout out to Josh Reynolds, my favourite player ever, cuz.
Anything?
Told him that too. Yeah.
Anything else for today, boys?
Yeah, what's Penrith coming?
Mate,
You know
not
what?
last.
You know
Yeah, but
not
what-
coming last.
No, I got a point on this. When are comps won?
Not
In fucking June.
I'm just saying.
yeah,
Wait,
I'm sorry.
Where are you coming?
Again.
Is that an answer to my
Sorry.
question? It's a very simple. It's a very simple answer that I'm
Yeah, but
asking
when does
for.
it matter when we're coming?
Why does it
No,
matter?
it doesn't
Why
matter.
does it
It's
matter?
not
though?
about why or not. I'm just curious.
I don't even know. 13th?
Yeah, I couldn't tell you. Probably first.
No, because I certainly know there's a team in first that's not the Panthers. It's just my team.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah, the
The
Panthers.
Canterbury
it's,
Bankstown
it's a
Bulldogs.
team that took our assistant coach, our
Matt Burton,
half our
Kick
roster.
out.
I'm just looking at a team struggling that struggled to retain Matt Burton, Kickout, Crichton.
Salary cap,
Um,
salary cap, salary cap. Like
Fucking undervalue, and then Kickout's appropriate.
Critter.
value. Yeah, that's fucking bargain right now, mate.
Absolutely, it's a bargain.
850k a year is looking like a fucking bellissimo fucking bit of business, mate. Fucking kick out 800, fucking best kick chaser in the comp. Sets the fucking tone, cunt. Fucking Matt Burton 750.
Jeez, we caught a marlin, boys.
Nah, mate. I've caught marlins, mate. I've caught marlins. I'm just saying. I'm just proving you wrong, mate.
Mate,
I'm just
prove
proving you wrong.
me wrong when you win a comp.
Yeah.
What do you mean? Oh, we've won more than you.
In the NRL era, no.
But we've
In
won
this
more
decade,
than you.
no.
We've
In
won-
this millennium,
Okay. But outside of the fucking decade, mate.
Yeah, but when it was actually the NRL, you
yeah.
haven't.
Fuck, who cares,
When it
mate?
actually
Because it was a
mattered.
different sport. There was no salary
When'd you
cap.
meant-
There was no tackle
when'd you
count.
meant to win
They
it
used
last year?
They used
All
to
the
go
pa-
back 5 meters. Like, what are we talking about? It's a different
Hey,
sport.
listen, man. Listen, last
And
year...
you were called the Berries,
It was
not
actually...
the Dogs.
He just got the... You know, it's like when the Mayans, they got... It was... Instead of 2012, it was a different year. Like, they just missed out, bro. You know what I mean? Like, this is... Winston just missed out by 1 year.
by 1 year.
It's 2025, mate.
So what
It's
happens
just-
if it
it's
doesn't
just-
happen this year?
Then he just got it wrong again.
He's up by 1 year again.
The calculations were wrong, lad. All right, boys, are we wrapping this up? You got your
We got to do
poo-poo-
our
you got
one.
the poo-poo. They got a double shift because they're doing the Poo Poo Panthers podcast. If you like the Panthers, make sure you watch them. But if you also want to see them lose their shit after a loss, the perfect place to watch them, the Poo Poo Panthers podcast.
We'll see you there.
See you there, boys.
Up the Dogs.